It's time for NASCAR Modified Racing here. The Brad's Golf Cars Modifieds. Let's get you the starting lineup for the twin feature number one for the Ground Pounders. Let's start out in 22nd position. Gabriel Saavedra. Oh my gosh, I've never seen him run a modified, but that's really, really cool. The number 2 car. Greg Butcher back in the number 6 car. Great to see. Danny Probst in the number 3, and in 19th from Jonesville, it's Susan Harwell.
Dan Speeney's going to roll the number 88 car off from 19th spot. Inside that of the number 89 of Brian Lofton, who will be in 17th position.
Great to see Lofton in that 69 car that is typically run by Junior Miller.
Buzzy Beavers in the 05 will roll off on the outside of row number 8. Inside the number 99 of William Smith, who will be in 15th starting position tonight.
In 14th, we have Paul Hall from Ferrum, Virginia. And to his inside, it's the Snowman, the number 61 of Junior Snow.
Outside of row number 6 out of Wesley Chapel, Florida, the number 55 of Jeremy Gerstner going to start at 12th spot. Inside in car number 44 out of Kernersville, North Carolina, Daniel Beeson in 11th.
Now for your top 10 starters. Starting 10th tonight, the great Lee Jeffries in the number 75 car. And to his inside in the Hillbilly Racing number 79, it's Arcadia, North Carolina's Zach Brewer.
A pair of winners make up row number 4. John Boy, Jonathan Brown, the 22 out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, will start 8th. Inside car number 5 of Randy Butner, starting in the 7th position.
Starting 6th tonight in the number 69 from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, one of the hot modified drivers here at Bowman Gray Stadium, it's John Holloman, the 4th. And to his inside with 84 wins here at the Madhouse. From Walnut Cove, North Carolina, in the Citrus Safe number 1, it's Burt Myers.
Reigning champion Tim Brown out of Tobaccoville, North Carolina, will start the Hayes Jewelers number 83 from 4th position tonight, alongside the Q104.104 of Brandon Ward out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, lining up in 3rd for the green flag tonight.
And now for your front row starters. A 35-time winner here at the Madhouse from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, the number 4, it's Jason Myers. And starting on the point tonight via his point lead. Great to see that. The 11-time race winner here at Bowman Gray, and the guy they call the showstopper. I'll tell you what, he's become a fan favorite. Sometimes he doesn't run the full season here. He says he has, more important things in life to chase points. But I'll tell you what, when the number 16 is near the front, there's always a show, and that's Chris Fleming from Mount Airy, North Carolina.
Chris Fleming, a veteran of the sport, a veteran of this style of racing here at Bowman Gray Stadium. 58 years old, leading the points and leading this field down to green. This is going to be exciting.
2,650 pounds, 600-plus horsepower, the NASCAR Mod Squad here at Bowman Gray Stadium. I liken this to jet fighters in a gymnasium. That's what
accurate.
I love about this place, because it's just like what I grew up with at Islip Speedway, at Riverhead Raceway in New York, Long Island, New York, and just what people maybe down in the South grew up here or grew up at places like Franklin County in Virginia. Overpowered race cars with big tires, big headers, big nerve bars, big bumpers, muscling their way around the tight confines of a quarter-mile oval.
As we are one lap away from the green flag, it takes a certain type of driver, a certain type of skill to be successful here at the Madhouse. We've had 3 winners so far this season. Will a 4th one emerge? We're about a half lap away from lighting the fuse here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the drivers that live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower. And we have them twice here tonight on Flow Racing. Green flag is out for the modifieds at Bowman Gray. And a yellow flag is out.
Or not.
Or not. I get so excited for the modified starts that I really think the race director likes to do that to me. Danny Probst, by the way, has joined this field. And it's great to see Danny join the field at number 3 car. But we're going to re-rack them, restack them. Here we go. Green flag racing. Hey, take the call, buddy.
All right, well, we've waited long enough for this, huh? It's been, 3 weeks? Let's try it again. The Brad's Golf Cars Modifieds at the Madhouse is green.
Off to the inside and to the lead is the showstopper. Will he put a stop to the winning ways of the other drivers in this field? He's already got the point lead. Oh, back in the pack. Trouble. It looks like John Holloman has nosed into the wall. Daniel Beeson and trouble for the Rocket. Is that the Rocket, Tim Brown?
I believe that's Tim Brown, who just went into the pit
Yes.
area. Jeremy Gerstner, the team car, also following him in after they got kind of stacked up there going into turn number 3.
Let's see the
Everybody able
damage
to roll
here.
away, but you're right, Matthew. Let's take a look here.
You'll see it on our Flow Racing cameras right there as the 69 rolls by. And yes, some severe front damage for John Holloman's 69. You see the toe. You can see it on that shot right there. The front toe of that car is miserable. Hopefully he can get that thing fixed. Let's look at the Flow Racing replay. Holloman with some trouble on the outside. He charges hard into the turn. Oh, it looks like the 5 of Butner maybe got bumped to the back and couldn't get it turned, caused the stack up.
Looks like Butner got into the back of, that's Tim Brown initially, then comes up and catches Holloman. Not sure how Brown was involved to the extent where he went to the pit area, it looked like momentarily, but he's come back out. But you're right, a hard hit for Holloman there after Butner comes up right into the left front of Holloman's car and bang.
It looks like maybe the left rear tire maybe had some slight contact from Randy Butner, so maybe that's why the 83 pulled it in behind the field house to the attention of his crew, and now he's pulling back out. You see him, that's actually Jeremy Gershner's car, but we did see the team car of Tim Brown pull in, but it looked like he had a little slight contact, but actually Brown is back out. He did go through the pit area. He's back out in his 5th position right now, so maybe he went to the pit area to avoid the wreck, and the officials are giving him his spot back. That's what I concur.
And I would say that makes sense. We did have about a log jam there, and look at the obvious suspension damage out of the right front of Daniel Beeson's car. Beeson and his team racing with heavy hearts here tonight. Both Tom and Joanne Mears Green are big parts of this racing family. Daniel made it public earlier tonight that Joanne lost her mother earlier today, and they had some motivation to try to be able to find success here tonight. Unfortunately for he and that team, at least race number 1 of these twin features for Beeson and that entry are going to come to a close. But our thoughts and prayers are with his entire racing team and family, and we wish them nothing but the best of luck in race number 2 should they be able to get that car repaired.
Daniel Beeson, one of the nice guys here at Bowman Gray Stadium, and that's his 2nd car. His first car, he had an incident with it, and when he brought it back here for week number 2, they noticed that there was a steering rack problem on the car, so they ran back to the house. They got this car, didn't want it. He said he didn't want to race this car at the stadium this year. Well, guess what? He's still racing it, so he must have liked the way it felt. But tonight, obviously some damage to the right front. Looks like a tie rod, definitely broken on the right front, the tie rod on that number 44 machine. So hopefully he can make repairs and be back out for twin feature number 2 tonight at the Madhouse.
And while this racetrack and this venue may oftentimes have a bit of a rough and rumble reputation in terms of competition, the reality is I would not be surprised if many of the teams here jump over and try to help that small family operated team of Daniel Beeson's to get that car repaired, just to give him a shot, get him back out there, see what he can do for that 2nd race.
Well, we see that, Eric. We watch a lot of flow racing, right? And you always see that hot pit area in the sprint car races, the USAC races that we see on flow racing. When a driver has a little bit of trouble, it seems like it's like the rite of passage. Everybody in the pit area goes, how can I help this guy? But that's the way short trackers are.
Absolutely. And Bowman Gray Stadium is no exception. Despite the fact that when the helmet is on, the belts are strapped in, and you pull out in front of this crowd, you have one objective, and that's to win. When you go back to the pit area, maybe some guys are a little bit mad here and there, but for the most part, everybody wants to see everyone out on the racetrack at least with a chance to compete.
Now, of course, there's a yellow flag after 1 lap here of racing action at Bowman Gray. But one thing that is going to happen tonight is we're typically used to seeing the double file choose cone restart. Can I editorialize that? I'm not a big fan of it. I'm just going to say that we're going to have single file restarts. The Twin 25s always have single file restarts, but that's just a Bowman Gray tradition. They're not here to please me. I'm just your flow racing announcer. Okay, but guess what? We're going single file. This could be, or it could be something where now that 2nd place guy, he doesn't have the outside to get around him. He's going to have to use that thing in front of the tires known as the chrome horn.
And that's going to be Brandon Ward for the upcoming restart. As the pace car makes its way back to safety in the infield of 3 and 4, it'll be Chris Fleming and Brandon Ward leading us back down to green.
Here we go, to the loud pedal they go. The 16 car of Chris Fleming, your leader. Single file through turn 1 and turn number 2. It's Brandon Ward in second. Then you've got the Myers clan right behind them. Yellow flag is out. Oh, Crab Smith has spun on the front stretch. He's in the wet stuff.
Spin there for the number 99, William Smith.
Oh, Crab Smith right there. He's in the wet stuff. Get out of there, man, before it starts boiling.
Now I have to ask, the nickname Crab Smith.
We all know him as Crab.
Do we know where that comes from?
Good question. I do not. I'm gonna just surmise that Crab Smith likes him some crabs. You know, why not? You know, it appears that Paul actually got into him. Crab Smith had a little bit of trouble last week. Crab Smith has always been a competitive driver here at Bowman Gray, and he was kind of, let's just be frank, he was a little in the way last week, the last time we ran here. And that's not something that we're used to with Crab Smith, and it's something that I know Crab did not like. And they were working on that car, and we're saying that they were going to come back here and prove what a driver he is, and not be that sort of roadblock that he was that last time we were out here. Crab Smith is a guy that's raced here for so many years, and we all respect him so much, and he respects his division just as much. Oh, we're going green here. Lights are out on the pace car. Here comes Chris Fleming to the throttle. Green flag is back out. Lap number 2 at the Madhouse. The Jerry Hunt Supercenters, number 16, leading the way down the backstretch.
And at this point, Brandon Ward, Jason Myers, Burt Myers, everybody second, third, fourth on back. They're starting to take some notes as to how Fleming is getting these single file restarts back underway. And so far, it's working out to his advantage. But boy, did Fleming run wide there in 1 and 2. But he'll maintain what looks to be about a 2-car length lead in 3.
We're looking at a nice wide shot here on the Flow Racing screen to show you the field and what's going on here in this short 25-lap modified race. But right now, Jason Myers pulling to the back bumper of Brandon Ward. Myers and Ward. Well, it's not that Myers that has a problem with him, but the Burt Myers and Brandon Ward have had quite the rivalry here at Bowman Gray. Will that carry over through the bloodline right there? The number 4 is to the back bumper of Brandon Ward.
And it looks as though that battle is starting to intensify. We're starting to see a little more bumper tag there as Jason Myers is trying to get back up to second spot. That's where he started this race by virtue of the point standings that were utilized for this lineup. Lost the spot there in that outside lane to that of Brandon Ward. But knock, trying to come through is that of Jason Myers. Still Myers, though, in third spot for now.
Oh, you see a little slide and slip up there for Brandon Ward. Will that open the door? I'll tell you what, he's playing defense in the middle of that corner right there. You see how he kind of slows down that car and stops that car almost, playing defense to make the number 4 car not be able to get to that throttle, and he could get the launch off the turn.
Brandon Ward has experience in all disciplines of motorsports, stock cars, modifieds, of course, and that veteran prowess is starting to display itself here while defending this spot, while Fleming is able to drive away, and you're starting to see more cars enter the picture in what is about to be a 4-car fight for second on back, with Ward holding the spot.
Single file, and I'll tell you what, the guy who loves seeing this all in the rear view mirror with 15 laps to go is the number 16, your leader of Chris Fleming. But things are heating up here for the second, third, fourth place battle. And the guy who's smiling too, is looking ahead, is Tim Brown. He's entered the picture there in the bright orange Jerry Hunt Supercenters number 83 machine.
Yeah, despite Brown using the escape road to get to the pit area to miss that log jam on lap 1 after the big crash, still running there in 5th spot as they work their way around the lap car. Ward and Jason Myers clear. Now Burt and Brown to follow, and that fight for second continues on the back straightaway.
Crab Smith, the car that they are lapping right there after his unfortunate spin to the infield grass on the front straightaway, just 2 laps into this main event. Cars are now strung out through this field. Huge lead for the number 16 right now. You're looking at Zach Brewer, that number 79 right behind him. Oh, bumper tag again towards the front. Jason Myers, knock, who's there?
And we're starting to work our way. In fact, we have worked our way to the second half of this 25-lap feature event. So the time to go is pretty much now. I'm not sure how much longer Jason Myers is going to be willing to ride behind that of Brandon Ward. And there you see, we've got 10 laps to go.
Jason Myers applying the pressure gently. Jason Myers, known as a very clean driver here at the Madhouse. Maybe that's why he doesn't have as many wins as brother Burt. Maybe that's why he doesn't have the championships that Burt Myers has. But you know what? He's got a lot of respect up and down this field right now. And hey, he's in a position right now to try to get second place.
That's a great point, and consistency has been key. We got a car sideways. Sorry, Matthew, but it looked like Zach Brewer almost got turned around. He's able to keep it straight. Top 4 will break away as Brewer was running. Check that. That would be top 5 breaking away. There's Brewer alongside of the last 2 winners in the modified competition, Jonathan Brown and Randy Butner in tow.
Yeah, that was a sketchy moment there for the number 79 and the 22 there. And, oh! Bumper tag from John Boy Brown, and he lets them save it. What an unbelievable thing. We also have a car spun in turn number 4. Mayhem here. Luckily for the 79 there, though, he didn't get completely turned around because that could have been bad. Crab Smith, number 2 for the night for that machine.
A little bit of flame there on the right front brake rotor of that car, which will extinguish itself once he's able to drive away after certainly pounding on the brake pedal there to stop that car from sliding up into traffic. Second time tonight that we've seen Crab Smith go around, but boy, 2 times I thought we were going to have a yellow there for Zach Brewer because he really spun twice.
Zach Brewer almost spun, and then he got the rear bumper. Oh boy, that was, I'll tell you what though, you got to respect Jonathan Brown for getting into him and not finishing him off. Yeah, he got into him pretty darn hard and really sent that car sideways, but that could have been a lot worse.
And in these tight confines of racing here on this quarter-mile oval at the Madhouse, that's how you typically judge intent, is if the driver behind you who just kind of rooted you in the back Nerf bar, if they lift and give you a chance to catch it, which Jonathan Brown did, then obviously it wasn't a malicious effort to try to get Zach Brewer all sorts of out of shape. But let's go back and take a look at it, shall we? This was coming through 3 and 4. This is what I saw, Matthew. I thought he was long gone.
Well, I take that back. These guys are playing rough on each other. Look at John Boy get into him right there as he gets onto the throttle, and what a job saving that car from the from spinning for Zach Brewer.
Hopefully now everyone is aware why I almost jumped out of my seat when that happened. As we're a half lap away from going green, can Chris Fleming hold on all the way and lead wire to wire? Or will Brandon Ward find a way by? We're about to find out.
Buckle up, Buttercup. This thing ain't over right now. Chris Fleming to the gas. Lap number 19. Fleming right now looks like he's got great drive off in that number 16 machine. Brandon Ward in second place. Jason Myers to his back bumper. Starting to stack up there.
5 laps to go. Noticing that Chris Fleming taking a bit of a double apex approach to each end of the racetrack. He comes down, clips that left front nearly on the curbing, washes wide in the center of the corner, and then tries to gas it off of 4, and he's opening up that gap over what is still a heavy fight for second between Brandon Ward and Jason Myers.
Oh, severe metal on metal contact right there. That was a bump that you're going to feel. Jason Myers to the backside of the Q104.1 machine of Brandon Ward. That's the real battle on the track. It looks like Chris Fleming has set sails. 23 laps will be coming to 2 laps to go. This time by, the battle is on for second place.
Battle is on for second. Battle also on for 4th as Tim Brown is closed up on Burt Myers. A bunch of championships between those two. Fight for second will continue on throughout this final lap or so as here comes Chris Fleming to the white flag. Oh, trouble. Zach Brewer has spun in turns 3 and 4. Race is still green for the time being.
Oh, geez. Oh, yellow flag is out. Zach Brewer went to turn to get that car righted, and there was no yellow flag out yet. That was a scary situation there. I was really glad that the yellow flag came out, and the spotters, remember, these cars have spotters. Obviously, the spotter for the number 16 came on the radio and was like, hey, you know, you gotta be wary here. Uh-oh, what are we looking at here? Zach Brewer not happy with the number 22 of John Boy. Contact with both of those drivers throughout this race, and Zach Brewer showing his displeasure with the number 22 machine.
We saw that the contact twice prior was between these two, and it looks as though third time's going to be the charm. This is coming to the white flag. And oh boy, yeah, Jonathan Brown sent that baby in there, and Brewer tried to shut the door, and they came together, and that's racing at Bowman Gray.
Brewer left the door open just a little bit, but I'll tell you what, that was a late move to commit to the inside right there, and he didn't have a position on him. He didn't have wheel to wheel. He only had wheel to maybe the back bumper there, so you got to put that one on John Boy, and when he sees the replay, he'll see it too. But obviously, Zach Brewer none too happy with the driver of the number 22.
You know, talking about Zach Brewer and his relationship with this team, obviously not the result we want so far, but nevertheless, he was running in the top 10 comfortably as we are one lap away from settling this one. So just when we thought that Chris Fleming was a half lap away from sealing this thing, he's got to rack it up and do it all over again for a late race restart. So it's going to be Fleming, Brandon Ward, Jason Myers, your top three, with a shootout to the finish in the first modified race of the night.
Here we go. The green flag is going to come out. The green-white flag is going to come out. One lap to decide it here for the first twin feature. Green-white next time around. Who will be the victor? Chris Fleming on the backstretch. Brandon Ward looks like he doesn't have anything for him, playing defense of that second spot. But now, coming off of turn number 4, the show is stopped. The showstopper, your winner tonight.
Chris Fleming is going to extend the point lead, at least for now, by virtue of leading every single lap en route to victory, ahead of Brandon Ward, who comes home second, Jason Myers third, Burt Myers fourth, Tim Brown, your top 5.
12th career win for the showstopper, Mount Airy, North Carolina's Chris Fleming. And the Fleming family has been synonymous with Southern Modified Racing and here at the beautiful Bowman Gray Stadium. The Fleming family now has 39 career wins between the great Frank Fleming, Chris Fleming now with his 12th victory, son Luke and Jordan with 3 wins. So it's a family affair here at Bowman Gray, whether you're in the grandstands or on the racetrack. Well, score one for the Fleming family tonight. Pride going down the backstretch right there. Chris Fleming, one of the nice guys, a very aggressive race car driver behind the wheel, and a very passionate voice for modified racing. And always expect a very emotional and truthful and honest interview, and you're going to hear it here on Flow Racing in a second.
What a family of racers the Fleming family is, of course. Frank Fleming, Luke Fleming also have been competing here for a number of years, but this is going to be another popular win. 4th different winner on the season so far.
And they just lost their mother not too long ago, too.
That's
so,
right.
The matriarch of the Fleming family. So this could be an emotional victory lane, and I can't wait to see it. He's had quite the season so far, Chris Fleming. So let's go down to Randy in victory lane for this awesome win for Chris Fleming. As you see Randy Pettit down there, about to take the microphone. Hey, he's got a tie on tonight. He's looking all formal. No sparkly pants tonight for Randy Pettit, but looking very starch in that white outfit. Always entertaining, Randy Pettit.
Well, you see, he's going to start 14th in race number 2. But that doesn't matter right now. Driver number 16 is going to celebrate win number 12 here at the Madhouse. The point leader, the winner tonight in Nebraska Golf Cars Modifieds for the first time since July 31st of last season, the showstopper Chris Fleming of Mount Airy is our winner tonight. "12 wins. 12 is good. Congratulations."
But let God be glorified. It's nothing to me. I can't imagine. I can't even start to tell you how good God's been to me. Thank Jesus Christ for making a sacrifice for me. I got to thank Blue Ridge Designs this year, Perkins and Associates, Hodges Realty, Jerry Hunt Super Center, great friend of mine. I love Todd. Thank you.
I was going to say, everybody in the field knows how to spell Jerry Hunt Super Center tonight. They looked at it all night.
You know, I race against Todd every week. He helps buy my tires for my car, and I really appreciate him and his family. Most of all, I want to thank Jesus Christ for all he's done for me.
The showstopper will celebrate in the Carolina Woodfords Winner's Circle.
Listen, people, Crab Smith fixes this car so we can race every week. Thank God for Crab Smith. Thank you.
All right, Chris, go celebrate over there. And in just a few moments.
That's a great victory lane interview right there by the always passionate and friendly, the family man right there, Chris Fleming. Of course, giving shout out to his car owner, Crab Smith, one of the icons of the modified division, a long-standing driver here at Bowman Gray. But hey, we got some more feature events. Oh my gosh, we got skid plate racing coming up. Let's go take a commercial, come back so we can see this.
These are cars with basically skis welded on the back of these machines. They drew starting lineup tonight. Let me dig it out of my phone here, and I'll have you that starting lineup in just a second. Starting on point, the number 72 machine of Mike Esterling. Zach Sparks is going to start on the outside of row number 1. Dustin Sparks in the number 8 car will start third. Starting fourth, the 08. That is Trent Newman. Adam Moore will start fifth in the number 12 machine. Adam and Mark Spriggs, both former winners. Mark will start sixth in the number 1 car. Gerald Robinson Jr. is driving the number 0 car tonight, former Street Stock winner. Another former Street Stock winner is starting 8 tonight. How about it for the teenager Nate Gregg in the 28 car starting 8. And we have got Andy Hunter in the number 73 car starting shotgun on the field. All right, fans, as soon as they're done celebrating here in the Carolina Woodforce Winner's Circle, keep an eye on that scoreboard. How about my kids tonight? Y'all gonna help me count this down? Let me hear you. Big kids too, let me hear you. All right. You're gonna see up there on the scoreboard, as soon as we're ready, we're gonna count it down from 10. You guys ready? All right. They're racing with little skis welded on the back of these cars. It's pretty cool. It's like driving on ice. It's really, really hard to do.
Welcome back to Bowman Gray Stadium, where we are about to kick off what is truly the part of the Great Clips Night of Destruction here, or the Great Clips Crash Fest here at Bowman Gray Stadium, the skid race. As you can see on the rear tires of these cars, there's a skid plate which makes these vehicles navigate their way around this racetrack in unique fashion. And we've got more special events that are part of this Crash Fest here tonight that will be rolling their way through to all of you who are watching along with us on Flow Racing. Once again, I'm Eric Brennan, joined alongside by that of Matthew Dillner. And so far, we have already handed out 3 checkered flags and trophies, but this is going to be the first of the madness. Green flag is up. And Matthew, look at these things go.
Well, I was off there trying to get a starting lineup. I don't know who's in what car, but you're seeing fireworks like it's the 4th of July coming from the rears of these machines. All the kids in the grandstands here in Great Clips Crash Fest, they gotta love this. Oh, the light up antenna is in the wall. But here comes the Davey Allison-esque machine. Oh, doing donuts. He spins out, and the 08 is in the lead. Oh boy, that's not gonna be good. That skid plate's in the grass. He ain't going nowhere.
That thing is beached. Look at this. You gotta love it. This is why there are so many young ones here in the crowd. 3 wide off the corner, bouncing off each other. Look at that 12 rocking down the straightaway like it's heading to Mars.
Here we go, SpaceX. Welcome to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Sparking to the lead, the number 12 car, Slideways.
He's got that thing figured out. Does that number 12? What
Adam Moore. Wow.
Everybody else taking the Darlington line all the way up to the outside wall. That 12, though, Moore is figuring this thing out. Meanwhile, we got a battle on the back straightaway. I love the optics of this stuff, Matthew. This is incredible.
Mark Spriggs spinning out there in the number 1 machine. Oh, loop-de-loop around. The cars that are not spinning, I don't care where you are, you're just seeing a bunch of sparks. This is great. If this was a daytime race, this would be boring. But no, we're seeing, this is, I mean, I'm telling you, I want these guys to run on the 4th of July. I'm going to hire them for a 4th of July party. We usually go over our buddy Ricky Rackman's house, formerly the Headbangers Ball on MTV. We always go over his place for 4th of July, but I don't think he's got enough room for skid plate races. But at the road in front of his house, as long as there's no HOA, maybe we can get some of these guys to come out. This is America right here.
Sign me up. I'm in. I'm ready to go. This race is scheduled to be 5 laps in distance. That 12, though, may wrap this thing up quite quickly, the way that he's able to navigate around this racetrack. Now, we believe he's the leader, unofficial leader, with the way that thing's able to power down the straightaways. But, man, I'll tell you, Matthew, we were scanning the crowd. There were so many young ones here tonight. They weathered the storm, literally, And this is one of the reasons why. This is cool. It's different, but it's cool.
You know, I've got a 6-year-old at home, and he's probably watching this right now, Hudson Gray, and my little girl, Annabelle. I think Annabelle would like this, too. Any kid would love this. White flag is out for the number 12 machine. I already forgot his name, but that's okay. Hey, he's an American hero. Let's just go with the number 12 of the American hero. And Justin Mincy just told me these drivers were told they're not allowed to use the outside wall. So that Darlington groove is good, but don't be using that thing to get yourself around here. They want you sliding and broad sliding this turn. White flag is out. Only 2 turns for this 12 to navigate, but he slowed down a pinch right here. Adam Moore in the 12 car getting back to the throttle slowly but surely, kind of like the tortoise, but this tortoise has flames and sparks coming from the back of it, and he wins at Bowman Gray. Wow.
I'm thankful that one of the cars that won was a name that we had in our arsenal here.
Hey, there might have been 12 cars. Justin Mincy figured out one of the names. I'm thankful for it.
I do feel for the grounds crew because on both ends of the racetrack, they've got some work to do after these skid plates kind of dug in. But that is a happy winner right there. Adam Moore burning down the house with no rubber. That's a first for me as far as following professional motorsports events. I've never seen a car be able to lay smoke doing donuts there with no rear tires, but Adam Moore just did it. And with the hometown auto on the side of that car, he's hyped. He's happy.
Man, this guy's a beast, man. He's got a cool old. I just got a picture of him. He's got a big old beard. You know, he's a chain race winner here in 2020. He's also a skid plate race winner, which is what you're watching right now. Chain races, now that stuff is pretty cool. I would like to do this better, but he's like a 4-time winner here at the stadium, so this guy knows how to get it done. Adam Moore.
He's going to burn it down again here.
Oh.
And look, the crowd is loving it. That's what this is about.
That's the beer garden, buddy. That's the beer garden. Those beer garden guys, they're all lit up right now, enjoying those skid plate donuts. Donuts and beer.
Is there anything better?
Not really.
Especially here at the racetrack. My goodness. So, and that's the first of 3 of these special events we're going to have here tonight. You mentioned chain racing. We're going to have that too.
And then my favorite.
Is there a better send-off than a demolition derby?
No.
For a night at the races?
No. Maybe donuts and beer and a demolition derby. So maybe we could lobby for the beer garden over there. Okay. High five from the track crew right there. Eddie there with the ponytail giving him a high five there in turn number 1 and 2. But I'll tell you what, the beer garden here, this is a family place. Let's just get that straight. I'm a family guy, right? But we all like a barley pop or 2 sometimes. The beer drinking section here is a caged-in section off of turn number 4, and it gets pretty darn fun in that section, I'll tell you that. But maybe we could lobby the stadium now with this to get a donut truck in the beer garden. Think about the beer garden would become iconic. You got beer and donuts.
I don't think you could fit it. You won't be able to fit as many people. The supply will not be able to meet the demand because demand is going to be out.
Because I'm near the beer garden. We're just steps away.
No,
beer garden. Is that what you're saying?
As tempting as it may be.
Go get me one.
Yeah.
I don't know if Krispy Kremes are good, but they're only really good if they're warm. So I'm anyway.
And on a serious note, for those of you who may just be tuning in or watching, a lot of people can see that we've got eyes on our rowdy fans. But look, I mean, when you look at this crowd, if you research the National Weather Service, we were under a severe thunderstorm warning for about 90 minutes time. And to see the crowd in this capacity on a night like this, it's incredible.
Oh my gosh, it sure is. Well, guess what? There's a crowd watching at home too, and we're going to send them to a little commercial break, and we're coming back with not just crash up races, we're going to have regular races too. We got a night of twins and night of crashing ready for you at Bowman Gray Stadium.
And Davidson counties. Be sure to visit a Domino's in your hometown or enjoy one of their pizzas here tonight by visiting the East or West concession stand for a Domino's pizza.
Robert Collins, they got to give me a slice. Starting to get hungry. Are you guys hungry for some more racing? Let me hear you, Madhouse. Come on now. We've got 20 laps for the McDowell Heating and Air Sportsman Series coming up next. Do you remember we had our Madhouse Scramble drawing? Our winner. Woo! He drew 16, right? That means the fellow that finished 16th in race number 1 is scheduled to start on the pole. Guess who it is? It's a rookie. Connor Bretz of Louisville, the number 7 car, set to start on row number 1. A former Bowman great from Thomasville, Mitch Gales, draws second version. Wahlberg's Hayden Mills starts third in the 54 machine. The 08 car, Jacob Creed, is set to start fourth. The teenager, Riley Neal, Walkertown, starts fifth in the 07 car. Kirk Sheets of Lexington, the number 6 car, will start sixth. The former champion, Justin Taylor, the number 12 machine for King, rolls off seventh. Starting eighth from Yadkinville, the 19 car, Michael Adams, the former champion from Walkertown, starts ninth. The 81 is Zach Clifton. Rolling off 10th from Walkertown, the number 2 machine of Amber Lynn. Sterling Clemens will start 11th from Winston-Salem into 03. Rolling off 12th in the 55 car from Winston-Salem, Zach Orr. The champion got his work cut out for him in this one. He will start 13th in the number 21 car after finishing 4th in that first race. It's the Tiger, Tommy Neal. Great finish in race number 1. He's going to have to start 14th in this one. It's the teenager, Chase Robertson, Winston-Salem into 31. The runner-up in race number 1 rolls off 15th tonight from Montville. The 22 of Wesley Thompson.
Oh, lineup number 2 is about set here. Second sportsman feature, the McDowell Heating and Air Sportsman Division. Another great race for you at Bowman Gray Stadium. 20 laps, and let's give you the field. The 02 of Terry Thompson starts in the rear. In 17th position will be the 83 of Cody Griffin.
By virtue of the Madhouse Scramble, our race 1 winner, Kyle Southern, out of Rural Hall, North Carolina, is going to start in 16th spot with the runner-up from race 1, Wesley Thompson, out of Moxville, in car 22 and 15th.
And starting 14th, Chase Robertson of Winston-Salem, and to his inside, the Tiger, the number 21 from Walkertown, it's Tommy Neal.
Outside of row number 6 out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the number 55 of Zach Orr. Inside, Sterling Clemens out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, trying to better the runner-up in the season opener, will start 11th.
In 10th position, Amber Lynn from Walkertown, North Carolina, and starting 9th to her inside, it's Zach Clifton from Walkertown.
Inside of row number 4, the number 19 machine out of Yadkinville, North Carolina, Michael Adams going to start in 8th position. Inside, came into the night third in championship points out of King, North Carolina, car 12 of Justin Taylor.
Oh, Donkey Strong. Number 6 starts number 6 tonight from Lexington, North Carolina. It's Kirk Sheets. And on the inside in 5th position, already a race winner at the young age of 14, the 07 of Riley Neal starts 5th.
Now up to row number 2 on the outside in car number 08 out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Dylan Ward is going to line up in 4th position, and starting 3rd in race number 2 tonight, car number 54 out of Wahlberg, North Carolina, Braden Mills.
And starting on the front row, the number 38 of Mitch Gales. That looks like a brand new car for Mitch. Is that his car there? Starting on the outside of the front row. That is a nice looking car, if so, but it doesn't. It's Jake Creed. I was going to say, that doesn't look like Mitch Gale's car, but we have him listed on the outside of the front row, but that isn't him. But on the pole tonight, in a beautiful machine from Louisville, North Carolina, is that number 7 Cam Knott number 7 car with that beautiful body on it for Connor Branch.
Now, Matthew, I'll tell you one thing. Granted, these cars have already turned laps here tonight for 20 laps. We got a lot of cars out here missing body work. Amber Lynn has no hood on her car.
Oh.
Then we've got Chase Robertson behind with virtually no body work on the front end of his machine. And Sterling Clemens in the 03, who's going to be starting mid-pack, also missing a bunch of body work on the front end of these cars. But the front bumpers are there, and I think they're going to be in use. We got some fast cars starting in the back of the field with the Madhouse Scramble, setting up our field virtually inverted from 16th position all the way up to the front of the pack. This is going to be a fun one.
Well, the last time we went green flag racing on another date, not tonight, for the sportsman division, Amber Lynn didn't have front fenders, didn't have a nose, didn't have a hood, but she held the checkered flag at the end of the night. So Amber Lynn, that was her 6th career feature win here at Bowman Gray. Can she use her lack of body work and use those front bars to get her way back up front? At least she's got a nose. She's just missing a hood.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you one thing that we noticed as we walked in tonight. We noticed that the big scoreboard here at Bowman Gray Stadium, which fans here at the racetrack could send notes to the venue and ask for certain things to be put up there. We noticed a lot of Amber Lynn birthday messages popping up. Well, upon further review, her birthday was actually May 8th, so it was a couple of weeks ago. But because of the rainouts, they never really had a chance to celebrate and wish her a happy birthday. So we'll do the same. Happy birthday to one of our winners so far in the season in Amber Lynn, and we'll see if she could add a trophy to the birthday cake.
Yeah, we got a bunch of rookies starting up front, too. Justin Mincy here in the booth with us, informing us that 3 rookies are actually starting towards the top of this field. And, of course, Connor Branch starting at the point. It looks like he's rolling back to the back of the field, though. So I don't think he's going to start at the front, seeing the number 7 now slip to the rear of this field. Yeah, he has the number 7 is no longer on the point. Probably a decision as a rookie to not push it too far, but that moves the number 54 up to the front row of the front starting spot of Brendan Mills.
So the lights are out atop the pace car here. We're getting set to go. Second race of the night for our McDowell Heating and Air Sportsman Series with new pole sitter Braden Mills on the front row, getting set to lead us down for green. Here we go.
Green flag about to come out. Braden Mills, can he get to the lab pedal first? Young Riley Neal to his bumper sideways. Green flag is out for the McDowell Heating and Air Sportsman Division. Contact, and Braden Mills earns back that spot by the way of the tippity tap. Here he goes, and Riley Neal now filing underneath him to get the second position. Here comes the 14-year-old.
Neal now making a move up the second spot. Inside lane's the place to be. Justin Taylor follows suit. Here comes Zach Clifton, who started 9th, is up to 4th. And Sterling Plemons is going to crack the top 5. Tommy Neal's looking to get up to the inside as well.
Jacob Creed going backwards fast. He's sideways and on the outside, looking like he had a tire go down, but it might be just by virtue of that tough outside. Now we're seeing a lot of stuff happening. Michael Adams with a flat left rear tire. Trouble for the number 19 car as he avoids disaster.
And that's going to slow the field. Adams with that flat left rear tire was bouncing off of Kirk Sheets through turn number 1 and then again through turn number 4. And that is what has that car down on the rim. Also, as the field drives by us, we believe there's a little bit of body work on that 6 car as well. What a rough and tumble start to this one here, Matthew. And right now it is Braden Mills, one of the rookies, out in front of the field with another rookie in tow.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of fenders started this field without a lot of fenders, and now we're losing some more. Okay, Kirk Sheets right there. I'll tell you what, they came as close to really wrecking as you're going to see right there. And Michael Adams, the great veteran here at Bowman Gray Stadium, now forced to go behind the field house here to the service of his pit crew. Let's look at the Flow Racing replay.
And there you see they were kind of locked together going down the front straightaway. And I think at that point, I don't know if it was the knock there from the 6 car that pushed the bodywork into the left rear, if that tire was down already.
Yeah, you see it looked like Adams got into him, and watch Sheets get back. See, Adams gets into him there. Now watch Sheets retaliate. He gets to the throttle and drives into the back of that number 19. That was not friendly right there. That was like, hey, you're going to pinch me into the wall. I'm getting back in that throttle, and I'm driving this car through you.
So Adams now being given the allotted amount of time that some of these competitors are able to receive when they go back to the pit area to bolt on a fresh tire. And this offers up the opportunity to remind those of you who are watching with us, we talk about the history. This track now in its 73rd year of operation. We talk about the old school nature of this place, and Matthew, there's no timing and scoring here as well. It's a good opportunity for us to remind some of our viewers the fact that they truly do it the old school way.
Yes.
There are hand scorers who are in the booths adjacent to us. Matter of fact, to our left, they do an incredible job. They're all dedicated to their profession. In fact, when I was last here in 2019, I was happy to see that most of the people who have been here for decades are still here doing their jobs. And very rarely will you hear of a scoring mistake of any sorts in this venue. And that's why there's no ticker, there's no timing and scoring. It's up to us and the scoreboard, man.
Oh, yeah, that's a good reminder. We keep on forgetting about that. The people watching on Flow are going, why aren't I seeing a ticker? Well, because we're back in 1972 here. This is Bowman Gray, man. It's supposed to be historic. Well, hey, youth gone wild right now. The youth is served. And right now, oh, here comes Donkey Strong. Underneath, 14-year-old Riley Neal. Justin Taylor moves into the second spot. Neal hung out on the outside. Here comes Clifton, the 81. underneath, filling the hole out of turn number 4.
Zach Lipton has been a car on the move, and he's just moved up into the 3rd spot. Sterling Plemons, minus the body work, now moving to 4th, and the Tiger, Tommy Neal, getting up and underneath Riley Neal here as they battle for 5th.
Oh, here comes Pawpaw by Riley Neal. Riley Neal learning some valuable lessons, that 14-year-old, the youngest winner in the history of Bowman Gray Stadium, and he's learning the hard way on the outside.
Well, you do not want to get kicked up to that 2nd lane. That's exactly what happened here to Jake Creed, who's now trying to work his way back towards the point. Gets past Riley Neal there. Wesley Thompson, runner-up in race 1, also trying to get up there. They get locked together. Thompson in the wall.
Oh, Wesley Thompson, fresh off his 2nd place finish in twin feature number 1. An unfortunate incident there between him and Riley Neal. Riley Neal looking like he thought he was possibly clear, and those 2 cars get hung up, and that sends Wesley Thompson into the wall.
That looked to me like Riley Neal was trying to get back down to the bottom and may have misjudged whether or not he was clear of Wesley Thompson's car. And once they hit, they pretty much got locked together, and the only thing that separated them was the tiered guardrail down in the 1st corner. And Thompson now waiting for a pathway, I believe, to get that car turned back around to join the tail end of the field. Perhaps he's going to drive that thing back up towards the pit area. Or is he looking for that 07? We're about to find out.
I'll tell you what, it looks like that thing was cattywampus there. Look at that thing. That thing is all strewn out and kind of walking the wrong way, so I don't think he could get that thing turned around. Let's look at the replay here. Yeah, misjudgment right there, simply put, by Riley Neal. Nothing intentional. I'm sure when Wesley Thompson sees that, he'll realize that right there. But the contact there and driving into the wall, of course, it looks like the end of the night for Wesley Thompson.
2nd place in race 1, and one of the first out here in race 2 for the McDowell Heating and Air Sportsman Series. And perhaps one of the unfortunate elements of Thompson driving that car back was that there was a trail of fluid that he had left behind him. So the hardworking track crew here at Bowman Gray Stadium already has the sweeper navigating its way around turns 1 and 2 to try to clean up whatever fluid may be left behind from that number 22 of Thompson, as the field is now going to still be in the hands of that number 54 when we do get this race back going. And I'll tell you what, coming from Wall Stadium Speedway, which is a high-banked, old-school 1/3 mile oval up in New Jersey, the track crew there works so incredibly hard. I will put the folks here at the Madhouse right on that same tier with those people up there at Wall Stadium Speedway. These guys have to work really hard throughout the night, and gals, and boy, do they do a great job.
They do have a female on the crew this year, which is really cool to see. And you see Eddie right there. He's like the hero, man. See him with the flag right there? Eddie Hackett, he's been a long-time track worker here at Bowman Gray Stadium. You see him there with the ponytail. He's got some of the best hair here at Bowman Gray Stadium, and he's typically in turn number 1 and turn number 2. I was embedded with them one time for the old Discovery Channel show here in 1 and 2, and I'll tell you what, those guys work their tails off because they're running around all night with brooms and buckets of Speedy Dry trying to get the surface clean and worked in. This is no jet dryer place. This is old school.
And this is after the fact that we had a monsoon roll through here at about 6 p.m. Eastern. This is after the fact that these team members and the crew members here at the racetrack, they're all aware that we're trying to cram 10 events into tonight's docket, and they're still on full go, and they don't stop until we turn the lights out here, and that's why this group is so special.
Oh, we just saw the crew and Eddie Hackett. We were talking about him carrying the flag, and Justin Mincy. I love Justin. He's my guy. he just hands me over a note and says, "Hey, Dillner, did you know that Eddie Hackett is an actual Bowman Gray Stadium winner?" I've known Eddie sitting here, and I've sat in the grandstands here. I've worked out by the track crew with him. I've known him for being around as one of our hardest working track crew guys, but he won a demo derby here before.
Well, I'm sure if we could find
10
a
of
car.
them, 10 Bowman. That guy's the ponytail king of Winston-Salem. And by God, he's a true American hero, too, because he's won demo derbies here.
Is there still time for me to give him the keys to my Honda and try to get him an 11th one later on tonight? Can we do that? Just don't tell my wife.
Real man, genius.
You gotta love
Mr.
it.
Eddie Hackett, the demo derby winner. Yes, he is. Big Bird. Oh, and his nickname is Big Bird? Oh, man. I mean, Eddie Hackett has just become a true legend on Flow Racing. I mean, best ponytail in the business, king pretty much like a king of the track crew. 10-time Bowman Stadium Derby, Demo Derby winner, and a nickname like Big Bird. I've never had a big nickname that's really stuck, buddy. Have you?
I hate to admit that I did have the
You
nickname
did?
Big
What'd
Bird
you
in high
have?
school.
Wait, you were called Big Bird?
I was.
How big were you? Like, did you stop growing?
I was the weird. Yeah, I did. I really did. In 8th grade, it was over. But in
I haven't stopped growing. You should have. This past week, I've grown.
these past few years, I've grown.
Pandemic. I'll just blame it on that.
Big Bird, E-Train, E-Rock.
Ooh, E-Train.
Ersky was another one. Yeah.
You Polish like me?
Half.
Hey, all right.
It's not the Brennan side.
You know, I had a Polish nickname. Charles Lewandowski, former E-Series driver, saw me stuffed in a street stock one time that I was driving some other guy's car, and he said it looked like I was like a sausage coming out of its casing, coming out of the car, kind of, and he started calling me the Flying Kielbasa.
I will not let you live that down.
Let's get back to this, okay? The fans don't need to hear this stuff. Oh boy, 7 laps set in this 20-lap feature event, and my man Braden Mills on the point right now, but he's got donkey strong to his rear bumper, the former champion at Bowman Gray Stadium in the street stocks. Justin Taylor, oh, can he do it? Braden to turn number 1, he has the lead.
Taylor has got a look off at 2, trying to get the fender inside in 3. Here we go, side by side for the lead.
Side by side off of turn number 4. Give it to the muscle. Give it to the donkey strong. Number 12 to the point. Zach Clifton. Oh, the 81 to second position.
Zach Clifton's charge continues, as does Sterling Plemons, who goes to 3rd, as does Tommy Neal, who goes to 4th. Amber Lynn trying to follow through as well to crack the top 5, but Clifton may not be done yet, as that 54 is struggling mighty on the top lane.
We might have to start humming taps for the 54's night, because it looked like he was in a position to get that win, but now, big wreck on the front stretch. Sterling Plemons sliding through the grass with fantastic speed, just avoiding the track crew and the walls there. Tommy Neal, the Tiger, the sportsman great. You see the number 2 spinning her car around. Amber Lynn, a 3-car crash in the sportsman division.
You could tell just how wet it was here. It looked like Plemons was sliding on ice as he took out one of the cones and slid nearly to the protective barrier where the track crew was stationed down in turn 1. I don't know about you, Matthew, but I looked down and saw Tommy Neal almost inside the driver's side window of Sterling Plemons' car, and there is body work aplenty hanging off these machines. He finally relinquishes the cone.
Oh, bye-bye, cone.
But Tommy Neal is going to draw up to the backside here. And both of these drivers will limp their way possibly back to the pit area.
Here goes Neal.
Plemons stays out. Yeah, Tommy Neal's going to come in.
Man, I'll tell you what, that was an eventful one. Let's look at the Flow Racing replay right here, and we're going to show you what happens here. Coming off of turn number 4, contact, to the back of, man, that looks like sportsman hockey right there, like skating on ice. That thing went flying there. Some big contact with the 21 riding over, almost monster trucking the back of Plemons 03, and Plemons just along for the ride, nearly picking up speed in that infield grass.
And just missed the Jersey barrier that protects the track crew there.
Safe!
Yeah, that was quite the slide. And you see there Tommy Neal with that right front tire hitting almost the window net of Plemons' car. Amber Lynn, my goodness, unfortunately wrong place, wrong time.
Oh, look at that. Amber Lynn did a great job there. That could have ended her night. And did you see how she got on the binders? The car kind of went around on her, but she didn't try to save it and turn into the slide. She just turned it to the left, and that's what has possibly saved her night. 21's car of Tommy Neal, the Tiger, of course, the point leader in this series right now, going back behind the field house once again. Troublesome night for the Tiger.
Wow. I'll tell you what, Matthew. We
got another angle of the slide?
Do
we have it from our other camera? We do. Oh, this is our cameraman, Art Dunkley, stationary there in turn number 1 and 2. What a close call there. That's definitely safe. That's your close shave of the night award.
I admire the poise of the track crew as they just stand there and watch that vehicle come towards the secondary Jersey barrier there that was off to their right. But
they learned from Eddie, man. Cool. He's just cool, man. Just keep it cool.
I thought you were going to say that Eddie was operating our turn 1 and 2 camera as well tonight.
No, I mean, he's a legend, but come on. We have some great camera people up here. Mike up top has joined us. Zach Evans is always up there. He's awesome. But, we've got a new cameraman tonight manning the stationary camera in turn 1 and 2, and that's just a joke. But we've decided to name that camera. I think that camera just needs a name, like a fictitious name. So tonight, Brennan and I figured his name's going to be Art Dunkley.
Yeah, no, that's the intern camera. So
Yes.
we may swap that out
Yeah.
week over week, but it's something
Look
we'll
at
be
that
keeping
camera. It's a
tabs on.
great view of the Armco barriers here at historic Bowman Gray.
And that's really an action spot. I mean,
It is.
That's where we see a lot of sometimes race-winning move, race-determining moves, and it's also where we see a lot of people's nights end as well. So
Yeah. You don't want to be standing there.
no, not at all.
No, not really.
It's hard to believe that we've gone through one sportsman race, one stadium stock feature, one modified feature, a skid race, and it took us until the 5th event of the night, the second McDowell Heating and Air Sportsman event, for the wheels to come off. I mean, I'm not talking about the racetrack. I think I'm talking about it in the booth. But this has been quite chaotic.
Well,
I mean,
welcome
look
to
at that car.
the Bowman Gray booth, buddy. Wheels come off about halfway through the night every night. If like I say, if you're not going to have some fun up here, what are you doing?
Well, we said that Sterling Clemens was missing some body work when he came out onto the racetrack. He's missing more. There's no left side door panel to that car.
We can tell it's Sterling Clemens from the roof, the 03. Oh, and the right side has an 03. Okay. It's kind of looking like Darth Vader there, a little bit on the side there.
If they were to get an opportunity to come into the pit area, I would recommend some fluorescent duct tape, maybe like the old school days. You've seen cars knock the wall down, but those are battle scars of the Madhouse.
Hey, listen, he still has 9 laps to rip that right door off.
There's still time.
There's still time, man.
Plenty of time.
There's still time. But look out front, the former street stock champion, Justin Taylor, their 2019 champion, and Zach Clifton, 2015 champion. Taylor is a unique character of Bowman Gray. We always talk about characters in this sport, and that boy right there, man, you want to talk about a character. First time I went in the pit area to kind of introduce myself with him like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and they're like, come on in here, and they're just hanging out, letting it fly. There's no shyness in that group. One to go here at the line, but there's no shyness in that group, and they like the whole, when I say donkey strong, it's not some dorky things this dorky announcer is saying. They've got t-shirts that say donkey strong. These guys are wide open, beer drinking, mud slinging. They race dirt cars too. These are good old boys right here in this the front of this pack in the number 12.
Well, we've got 9 laps to settle it. It's going to be that of Justin Taylor and Clifton, your top 2. Here we go. Taylor will bring us back down for the restart.
From the Clifton Racing lineage in second place there, but right now on the point, the number 12, it looks like the old Sherry Cup machine if it was a modified, but the number 12 of Justin Taylor coming to lap number 12 on the books in this 20-lap Sportsman Twin Race number 2 here at Bowman Gray.
The shuffling continues further back. Amber Lynn trying to pick up some spots after the carnage on the main straightaway. Joined in tow by that of Clemens and Neal. Next up is Riley Neal. Here comes Lynn down to the bottom. Nearly got into the back of Riley Neal that time through 3 and 4. With Chase Robertson up the road with Michael Adams and company.
The battles are going on in this field, and they're not all at the front. Right now, Amber Lynn knocking on the door of that 07, trying to get another spot on young 14-year-old Riley Neal. Things are heating up back at the front. Zach Orr's number 55. That car was so loose he could barely drive it in race number 1. Well, guess what? He's P3 and knocking on the door of the 81 of Zach Clifton.
Clifton started back in 9th, up to 2nd, trying to fend off the driver who was 2nd in championship points. Knock, knock, here we go. A bit of a nudge off of 2. Clifton holds down P2 for the time being, or though draws up to the backside again.
Zach Orr has been pretty darn consistent this year in this division. 2 third-place finishes, a pole on the opening night, an 8th-place run. But I'll tell you what, Zach Orr is he's looking like he could be a contender here for 2nd place. Oh, we've got spin in turn number 3 through the grass. The number 6 car goes of Kirk Sheets. Yellow flag is out, setting up a shootout.
I saw the race 1 winner on the night, and Kyle Southern skating through the wet grass as well, perhaps being swept up in that incident there. trying to get Sheets to roll forward because he's taken out one of the orange cones, but that car also appears to be stuck in the wet grass down there in turn 3.
Yet again, another cone funeral. The first night we saw the birth, it looked like, of kittens when a car, I think it was John Holloman's car, basically had about 17,422 cones stuck underneath it. And tonight it's Kirk Sheets who's ejecting a cone. Oh, ouch. Oh, not good. It's not a good night to be a cone.
Talk about the track crew being brave.
Here we go. Let's see the flow racing.
Oh!
Kirk Sheets kind of bicycles it up like a ramp, like he's in the X Games there on the backstretch wall, and he spins out. Kyle Southern, yes, does get involved, but somehow escapes. That was a little dicey right there. Southern went to the bottom, which was not the good decision, and makes some good contact with the left side door of the number 6.
And I think one of the reasons why it was so hard for Sheets to get that car kind of back rolling again, I saw as soon as that car came off the wall, it looked like it broke the rear end. Watch the left rear here. As soon as he pancakes the wall, see how the tire kind of tucks up inside the door there, the left side door. And then Kyle Southern, wrong place, wrong time. But I don't think we're going to be seeing Sheets anymore here tonight after that was pretty significant contact that have disrupted the back end of that race car.
Yes, that's probably the end of Sheets' night. You know, he provided some sparks. Rear end definitely snapped on that machine for sure. Great observation there, Eric Brendan. You know, that's why I like having you in the booth too, man. You're a guy that's been around racing your whole life, and I always love to ask, you know, the people that are up here with me, and I'm very thankful for the people we have had up here so far on Flow Racing at Bowman Gray. I've got a great passion for this place, but we all have a story. I know you're a Jersey guy, dude. You're a Wall Stadium guy. You are a bull ring boy.
Well, I think Staten Island doesn't want to claim me because that's where I was born and raised.
Yeah.
But my short track was Wall Stadium Speedway in Wall, New Jersey. And
the Jersey Shore, fist bump.
And I think that's why I love this place. It's similar, and it's some of the races we're seeing here tonight reminds me of back home. But we still got about 3 laps to settle this thing. How's it going to play out?
Oh, it should be pretty interesting here. As we line up with 17 laps on the books of this 20-lap feature.
Justin Taylor trying to hang on for what could be his first win of the season. We're back underway, and a huge restart there. A strong restart for that of Taylor. Able to pull out about 3 car lengths over that of Zach Clifton, who runs in second down the backstretch.
Clifton now trying to reel in the number 12, but he's going to have to play some defense right there because here comes Zach Orr in the number 55. Orr's car has woken up. It has come to life, and it's on the back bumper of Zach Clifton.
Orr wants to get around Clifton, especially because he knows that Taylor is chasing him in the championship standings. White flag in the air for Justin Taylor.
Can he hang on for 2 more turns as he hits the backstretch? Clifton playing defense, dropping down low, not letting Zach Orr in. But at the front, first win of the season, score it to the hee-haw, score it to Donkey Strong, Justin Taylor.
Taylor gets the win at the line. Clifton from 9th to 2nd. What a charge up through the pack for the driver car number 81. Fends off Zach Orr that rounds out your top 3. And for Justin Taylor, even though it was slated to start 7th, ended up coming to the green flag in 5th spot. You can see how ecstatic he is about grabbing his first win of the season. Came into the night 3rd in championship points, finished ahead of the competition. Taylor may be hoping to kickstart. Could be a championship-winning season here at the Madhouse in 2022.
Some consistency for Taylor. He's got a 4th, a 5th, a 7th, and now a 1st. Things are definitely trending in the right direction as he takes off. Happy in victory lane, and it'll be cool to see his team, his crew, his family join him in victory lane, and Carolina Wood Floors victory lane. And what a win for the number 12. Oh, here we go. I think is he getting out of the car in the backstretch? Yes, he is. Oh, to the fans there in section 9. The big ups, cowboy hats off the head, salutes to the fans, and there he is, Justin Taylor, saluting the crowd right by the law offices of John Barrow Banner. Quite a celebration for old Donkey Strong there.
And credit to Justin Mincy for pointing this out as well. This is his first win since his championship year back in 2019. And I would have never thought of that. Granted, there was no season here basically in 2020. But that's why we're seeing that much excitement. We talked about Chris Fleming's victory speech being a bit emotional and very gracious. I expect more of the same here for Justin Taylor, as I didn't know it's been that long.
I think it's going to be a wide open interview. Get ready, folks. If it isn't, if he goes all PC here, kind of boring, I'm going to make sure I tease him in victory lane. Tease him next week at his trailer. He parks right to the left of Amber Lynn in the pit area right behind the field house, and these guys have a good time. He's got a few good luck rituals that he does that we can't say on camera, but he's an interesting character. Let's just say that to the least. But right now, let's go down to victory lane.
Circle. Got that fluorescent orange helmet on. Really happy crew down here in victory lane. A lot of smiles as the former champion gets her dialed in and is back in the winner's circle. And again, this is his 6th sportsman victory here at the Madhouse and his first of 2022. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Taylor. All right, Justin, got a happy bunch down here to celebrate with you. We got a lot more racing to go tonight, but a quick word with you. Congratulations, hard-earned victory.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, we had the worst year of my racing career last year, and I didn't really care what happened, but I wanted to win a whole lot of races this year, and we've not had a good start all year long, and I said all I needed was a top 5 or 7 or 8, 9, somewhere up in the top 10 would be great. But man, I'm gonna tell you, Wade Interiors, Serve Pro, US Unlimited Services, Joey Baker's the best man with AC, Jughead, Growlers and Pints. I have to work on that one. And Jeff Burton, Classic Cars on the back. And Kevin says yes.com because he's crazy and he loves everybody.
He is crazy. And Justin Taylor's crew.
And Precision Built Spindles.
All right, don't leave them out. Justin Taylor, the former champion, will go to the Carolina Woodforce Winner's Circle for the first time.
Man, that was great to see Justin Taylor take the win. A really fun interview in victory lane. Let's go to a quick commercial break, and we'll bring you back for twin race number 2, the Mod Squad, up next on Flow Racing. Oh, the crowd in the beer section, the beer garden is ready. I think we're all ready too on Flow Racing to get you underway here for modified race number 2. Here's your starting lineup.
Dan Speeney is going to be starting shotgun on the field in 22nd spot, car 88. Inside, Daniel Beeson, car 44 in 21st position.
In 20th, the number 77, Susan Harwell. And Mike Adams starts here inside.
Row 9, 89, Brian Lofton, 18th spot, 17th position. It will be the number 6 of Jason Southern.
Oh, cool to see Southern hopping in that car. Greg Butcher in it before. Starting in 16th, the 05 of Bussy Beavers. And then alongside in the number 69, it's John Holloman, the 4th.
Madhouse Scramble is going to put the race 1 winner and points leader Chris Fleming back in 14th spot, alongside runner-up from the race 1 earlier, car number 04, Brandon Ward, 13th.
In 12th position from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, it's the number 4 of Jason Myers, and it's an all Myers row to his inside, Burt Myers in the number 1.
Into the top 10 we go, starting in 10th position out of Tobaccoville, North Carolina, multi-time modified champion here at the Madhouse, car number 83, Tim Brown, alongside one of the winners so far in 2022. Out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, car 22, John Boy, Jonathan Brown in 9th.
Speaking of winners, starting 8th tonight, in the number 5, it's Randy Butner. And then alongside on the inside, the number 75, one of my favorite cars in the field, the Jeffries family number 75 machine from Walburg, North Carolina. It's Lee Jeffries.
Up into row number 3 is going to be outside the number 61 out of King, North Carolina, Junior Snow, alongside of car number 3 out of Monroe, North Carolina, Danny Prost.
And on the in the 4th position right now, towing all the way from Wesley Chapel, Florida, the number 55 Jerry Hunt Super Centers machine, it's Jeremy Gershner. And to the inside, the last time we had these twins, and guess what? He shifts up to the front row. Paul Hall in the 78.
Zach Brewer going to start outside front row. William Smith was slated to start on pole. He will drop to the rear. Crab Smith, that is. It's a Hillbilly Motorsports front row. This is going to be something. Final Brad's Golf Cars Modified race of the night here at the Madhouse.
The fans are rising to their feet for the Mod Squad. Hillbilly front row, raise your hats. Here they come off of turn number 4. Zach Brewer to the lead. Paul Hall moves to second. Here comes on the outside the Wesley Chapel, Florida driver. Gershner rockets into the second position. What a power move on the outside.
First time, I think, all night we've seen the top 2 on the outside lane prevail on the opening lap as Hall gets sideways in 3rd.
Here comes Danny Probst to the bottom in that number 3 car. His first race in the modified division this year, and he has the number 3 in 3rd position.
Prost up into the 3rd spot. Paul Hall way off the pace on the outside lane. John Holloman, I believe, behind him. No, that's Junior Snow who got a tag. He's going to get back in line. Prost to 3rd. Jeffries to 4th. But here's the battle up front between that of Zach Brewer and Jeremy Gerstner.
Oh, you saw that first lap. Jeremy Gerstner hasn't had the season at Bowman Gray he wants. And guess what? He showed right there that he's got the want to out there. He drove the heck out of that number 55 car, and then the next turn he drove it sideways behind the number 79. That is a hard charger. Gershner is going to drive like a madman, I think, here to try to get that win. This is one of the most hungry drivers in the modified division, especially with that sponsor on board that car wanting to prove himself in this ride this year.
As we hit the line there was 20 laps to go the last time through. Hard to believe only 5 laps have clicked off so far. And you're right, that car built specifically for this racetrack, for this venture. Now chasing one of the most synonymous asphalt modifieds in the region, the number 79 of Zach Brewer, who got the call as well. Ironically, Gerstner pilots for this team in tour-type modified competition. So I wonder if Jeremy's got that in the back of his mind as he tries to find a way around for the lead.
Yes, of course, in that Smart Modified Tour that we run, a lot of these Southern Modified guys run in that Smart Modified Tour, and you see those races on Flow Racing, but that tour kind of shuts down out of respect for the Madhouse. Bowman Gray Stadium is the home of the hot modifieds. It's been since the beginning of NASCAR racing in the South, and it continues to this day, so the Smart Tour kind of holds off there, but yeah, what an interesting dynamic. He's in second place. Do you bumper tag the team that you race for in the other series?
I think Gerstner would like to see anybody but that number 79 in front of him here as we got 15 to go at the line. And he knows if he's going to make this move, it's going to have to be precise. And so far, he has not laid the bumper to Zach Brewer just yet, but that time may be coming.
I think we need to get that split screen back, but I'll tell you what, the action's heating up behind them right now. Danny Probst is sawing on that wheel right now, trying to keep the number 75 at bay. The 75 of Lee Jeffries to the back bumper, gives him a little tap. You're seeing it right now on Flow Racing. Lee Jeffries trying to get to the front. Danny Probst in a position that he loves right now to be in the top 3. That's a great run for Danny.
Ooh, Jeffries didn't get off the corner at all that time out of 2. Here comes Jonathan Brown. He's the highest running driver in the field right now that has gone to victory lane so far this season. Brown is up to 5th. We'll go double box for you. The fight for the lead on your left, the fight for 3rd on your right. It is still Zach Brewer ahead of Jeremy Gerstner, Danny Probst, Lee Jeffries, Jonathan Brown, your top 5.
What I love about that right now is the clean race car driver that Lee Jeffries is. He's trying so hard to race to number 3 respectfully. That's just the kind of modified purist and racer that Lee Jeffries is. He could have easily rooted the number 3, who's a little bit slower and having an ill-handling car by, but that's Lee Jeffries. That's how he races.
Starting to see a little bit of separation in that secondary battle there as Jeffries gets sideways off at turn number 4. And you can see Gerstner and Brewer both kind of going toe-to-toe, pound for pound in the fight for the lead. Gerstner, nicknamed the Flying Floridian for years, has traveled up with his family from Wesley Chapel, Florida, for an opportunity that lies ahead of him here.
His son TJ just celebrating a birthday. Everybody in the modified community loves TJ. He's the man. Well, can he get his son a victory here at Bowman Gray? He's tip-tapping on the back bumper of that Hillbilly Racing 79 right now. The battle is on up front. Can that Florida driver, who makes that long tow each week to North Carolina, can he get that first win here at the Madhouse?
Yeah, his son JT is going to be on standby for sure to celebrate with Dad, no matter the result here. As we're starting to see the heat turn up ever so slightly. Perhaps a bit of a warning shot the last time through. Here comes Gerstner again to the back Nerf bar. No contact, but we got contact behind them as Lee Jeffries with a fantastic save out of 4.
Wow, showing the talents behind the wheel of that number 75 machine. He's won here about 22 times, I believe, out of the top of my head. But I'll tell you what, Lee Jeffries knows how to get around this place. His father, Robert Jeffries, was an absolute legend here of the stadium. But back up front, Zach Brewer winning this race right now. Well, leading this race. I hate saying winning. He's not winning anything. He's leading the race, trying to hang on for his first win here at the Madhouse.
With this race only being 25 laps in length, we're not guaranteed to see a lot of lap traffic. As a matter of fact, the laps are clicking off very, very quickly as they come to the line here. Zach Brewer ahead of Jeremy Gerstner, and the battle for 3rd continues on the right-hand side of your screen. Jeffries using the outside to get around Probst for 3rd.
Wow, what a move by Jeffries. White flag is out, and Zach Brewer stretches his lead into turn number 1. Can he hang on? Gripping that steering wheel tight. This has been a moment that young Zach Brewer has raced for so long. And finally, he will put his name in the record books as a modified winner at Bowman Gray Stadium. Wow.
Zach Brewer, whose racing career extends to great lengths. Ran in what was formerly known as the NASCAR Dash Series back in the day, but loves driving these tour-type modifieds. And he was tagged just before the start of the season here at the Madhouse to drive this car that has seen much success here at Bowman Gray Stadium. And in just 3 race nights, he's lived up to the expectations of this team.
You can see how happy he is in that car. And, you know, you say, how can you see? You know, he's got a helmet on. You're seeing a wide shot here. Did you see the way he took to the throttle there to do his victory lap? I've known Zach for a lot of years, the Leonards, you know, the whole extended family, basically. They're just really, really good people. And this is going to be a pretty emotional victory. You know, his 46th career modified start, and he finally gets win number 1. Wow, what a moment for Zach Brewer.
It's the most excited I've ever seen him. And he showed why tonight as he drives this Hillbilly Racing number 79 to his first Bowman Gray Stadium modified victory, and the first for Hillbilly Racing in a little while. Ladies and gentlemen, the first one is always special. You guys let him hear it as he gets out of the car. Zach Brewer, a first-time winner in modified competition here at the Madhouse. Well done in the 79 car. Well, Zach, I was telling the crowd, you were very excited to hop in this 79 car. You know how good a car this is. You proved to the world tonight you're a Bowman Gray Stadium winner. Congratulations. How does it feel? I know you've been trying so long to do it.
Man, I've just come over here and ran one off so many times, and I always come around to 200 and just never could put a deal together in a big race. David gave me an opportunity to do this. I knew we were going to win. We're going to win more. This is just the beginning. Man, I just like to thank Tar Heel Wood Floors, Colfax Towing, C4, DMC Auto Exchange, Walkertown Mill, Jeremy, David, Susan, Derek, Tony, Mike, Nick, everybody on this crew gives me everything I need to win.
Zach Brewer will take a trophy home in the modifieds for the first time of his career.
I want to make sure I thank Scott Rigney. When I didn't have a deal, I didn't have a car, he gave me a car to keep my name out there so I could get rides like this.
All right, my man. Well-deserved, well-earned. Zach Brewer goes to the Carolina Wood Floors winner's circle for the first.
Wow, something else. Zach Brewer, a first-time winner. 46 years ago, Roger Hill took a win here, and now the Hill family machine, the Hillbilly Racing 79, is back in victory lane. Let's go to commercial break. We're coming back with the street stocks on Flow Racing.
Rolling off 19th from Winston-Salem, number 2, it's Willie Wall. Starting 16th from Winston-Salem, number 79, Connor Shaw. Starting 17th from Winston-Salem, number 99, it's Brian Sykes. Starting 16th from Winston-Salem, number 8, it's Brian Sykes Jr. Starting 15th from Midway, number 64, Stephen Burrell. Starting 14th from Winston-Salem, number 70, it's Kel Martin. Starting 13th from Clemens, number 24, it's Austin Jones. Starting off 12th from Winston-Salem, number 40, it's Taylor Robbins. Starting 8th from Turnerville, number 69, it's Jordan Atkins. Starting 10th from Lexington, number 98, it's Billy Gregg. Starting 9th from Poptown, number 15, it's Nick Wall. Starting 8th from Winston-Salem, number 22, it's Brian Wall. Starting 7th from Lexington, number 72, it's Bryant Robertson. Starting 6th from Trinity, number 1, it's Christian Joyce. Rolling off 5th from Winston-Salem, number 06, it's Chase Lewis. Starting 4th from Knoxville, it's K-Train Kevin Gilbert. He'll be in the number 13 machine. Starting 3rd, King Carolina. Number 51, it's Austin Taylor. And now your front row starting 2nd, third clear. For the loss of the John Barrow PA Street Stock Series, number 28, it's Dave Craig. And on the ball from Mount Airy, number 02, it's David Reed. 20 laps for the loss of the John Barrow PA Street Stock Series. Again, this is the loss of the John Barrow PA Street Stock Series. If you've had a DWI, speeding ticket, whatever the case, the loss of the John Barrow PA can help you out. Check them out online at www.jbarrowlaw.com. Give them a call at 336-996-5900. 1991, they'll race to your defense. The loss is
Oh, we're ready to lay down the law. The law offices of John Barrow Street Stock Series is coming up for their feature event. They only get one feature event tonight, but they're going to make it count. Let me tell you that. So let's go to the starting lineup before we go green.
This back row, going to be row number 10, 2 hometown drivers. Car number 10 on the outside, Kendall Hartles out of Winston-Salem. Also out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. On the inside, car number 2 of Willie Wall in 19th.
18th position, Lick Your Chops, the Sweet Lee Barbecue, number 79, Connor Shaw. And then alongside a race winner this year, the 99 of Brian Sykes.
Outside of row number 8, also out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Brian Sykes Jr. In the 16th starting position, inside in 15th place out of Midway, North Carolina, car 64, Stephen Truell.
And in 14th place in the number 70 machine from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Cale Martin. And to the inside, the Farm Bureau Insurance, number 24 from Clemens, North Carolina, Austin Sparky Jones.
Outside of row number 6, also out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, car number 40, driven by lady racer Taylor Robbins. On the inside, and the number 69, scheduled to drop to the rear, will be that of Jordan Atkins out of Kernersville. Jordan's going to roll off in 11th place.
That would have been cool to see a female row there. But Billy Craig slated to go off 10th tonight in the CNC lock and key machine from Lexington. And on the inside, the 15 of Nick Wall.
Another driver out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Car number 22, Brian Wall, going to roll off in 8th spot. Inside out of Lexington, North Carolina, will be that of Bryant Robertson in car number 72.
On the outside of row number 3 from Trinity, North Carolina, in the High Point Body and Paint number 1, it's Christian Joyce. And to his inside, the 06 car from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, it's Chase Lewis.
Up to row number 2 we go, and on the outside in car number 13 out of Moxville, North Carolina, K-Train. Kevin Gilbert. On the inside out of King, North Carolina, the number 51 of Austin Taylor going to roll off 3rd.
And your front row for tonight's street stock main event. On the outside, the Sykes Metal Roofing, number 28 from Lexington, North Carolina, it's young Nate Gregg. And then on the pole position, from Mount Airy, North Carolina, a.k.a. folks that aren't from North Carolina, that's Mayberry, okay? Andy Griffith Show. Number 02, David Creed.
That is your 20-car starting grid for the one and only opportunity for the law offices of John Barrow Street Stocks here tonight, as we are getting set for what should be a pretty entertaining race. 20 laps going to be the distance. Second stadium stock feature to follow on the night. Then we get more into our Great Clips Crash Fest here at the Madhouse with a chain race and a demo derby to close out tonight's racing action.
Let's just call it out. We've mentioned Mayberry tonight, and we've also somehow looped in Johnny Depp's trial and Amber Heard instead of Amber Lynn. Freudian slip. I know, brother, you've been watching that trial like the rest of us. Folks, we just want to make it clear on Flow Racing tonight that Johnny Depp's ex-wife, whatever you'd call it, in the trial right now, she is not racing at Bowman Gray Stadium, so there's no breaking news on like Yahoo or any of that tonight. It's Amber Lynn. Okay, brother? Amber Lynn. No Amber Heard. We've been laughing under commercial breaks so hard.
As we see the one to go signal, that was the
love you, brother.
Biggest blunder of my career, for sure.
Man. No, come on.
As my wife said, at least everybody knows
we could have done really good numbers. So. We could have done really good numbers if we forced that narrative.
Let's go racing, shall we?
Here we go. Street stock action coming to you off of turn number 4 here at the Madhouse. Creed and Gregg to the throttle. A field of drivers having the most fun they'll ever have in their life behind the wheel of street stock automobiles. And one of those drivers to the inside right now, the Jones boy in that number 24. Oh, Sparky gets it to second position.
Must have had a number of drivers on the inside lanes fall to the back as we see a couple of cars all over the place there. That was Brian Wall who had to gather it back in. But, boy, we've seen some quick movers already. Brian Robertson up to second. Behind them, Austin Jones to third. Taylor Robbins giving a nudge to the backside of Brian Wall there. And what a save by Robbins in the 40.
Oh, it looked like Billy Gregg got to her rear and turned her around almost. But great save by the young female racer here, who she knows her way to victory lane at Bowman Gray Stadium. And but there you see Nate Gregg in that 28. The last time we were here, he was a winner right in front of that car, the number 24. Not a great season so far for the young driver of Austin Jones, whose lineage here at Bowman Gray Stadium is absolutely spectacular. His grandpa, Pee Wee Jones, one of the all-time greats here at Bowman Gray Stadium and a legend of the sport. And young Austin works in racing at RCR. So pretty cool to see him having a good run at Bowman Gray Stadium tonight.
Oh, look out. We got one around off of turn 2. That's Truel with the spin. And the caution flag is going to fly.
He almost saved it.
Oh, not another cone.
He almost saved it. He almost saved it like 4 times there. That was pretty spectacular.
Props for keeping it not only off the guardrail, but also off the cones. They've taken enough beatings here tonight. I believe Truel, though, had some help. They rolled off the grid, started back on the inside of row number 8. And I believe he may have gotten a nudge coming off the second corner. as our battle cam pan back. And
Here we go. Flow Racing Replay doesn't lie, buddy.
let's get some confirmation on this one.
Just a little bit by Sykes there. You know, Brian Sykes might have gotten to the back bumper of Truel as he went on to look like he was in the skid plate race when he got back to the throttle.
Yeah, it wasn't really that malicious. In fact, it seems to be that part of the track where these cars are, if they're not handling quite right, you can't quite get back to the power in time. And it looked like Sykes, who's already got a win under his belt so far this season, was he's probably got things handled a little bit better, was ready to roll, and he kind of caught Truel off guard there.
That's a tough spot, buddy. I mean, you just said it best. Like, that's a tough spot right where you're on that racetrack. And when you're trying to get back in the throttle right there, and just as you're getting back on the throttle and tromping on that thing, you get a little bit of contact. That sort of thing that happens.
That's all it takes.
A green flag is coming back out here. 6 laps in the book, and the street stocks are back green with Creed up front. Robertson right behind.
Oh, boy, Jones gets shoved aside by Nate Gregg, who's still looking inside.
Ken Jones closed the door. Oh, a spinner here in turn number 3 and 4, and they had to get on the binders very quickly there, and that is Kendall Hartless from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, making his first start of the year.
Beautiful looking race car there, but we were watching the leaders and heads up move by some of the drivers, 3rd, 4th, and 5th on back, because I thought we were about to log jam a bunch of them together. There's that car of Hartle's who went for the slide there, started shotgun on the field. Beautiful looking race car here. A little bit of damage there to the left rear, it looks like. What could have been casual contact. As you can see here, we've got 7 laps complete with David Creed still up in front.
And Bryant Robertson in 2nd position, Austin Jones in 3rd, and then right behind that, feature event winner already so far this season in 2022, Nate Gregg in that 28, 2nd generation driver. We talked about his father, who's the defending series champ in the number 98, Billy Gregg. He will likely be a player in this race before it is done. 1 to go, lights are out on the pace car, pace SUV, as we travel around this track and get ready for green flag on lap number 7.
It's going to be David Creed, Bryant Robertson, Austin Jones, and Nate Gregg, who was very aggressive on the last restart. Let's see what he could do, because he's got Brian Sykes behind him. They're the winners on the season so far.
Green flag is out for Creed. Let's see if he can battle his way to turn number 1. Closes the door. Nothing going for Robertson, but that's a different story as the front bumper, the bumper tag for 2nd and 3rd, the 3rd and 4th place. Austin Jones is the victim.
Jones was running in that 3rd spot. Things kind of stacked up a little bit there. Coming to the restart, Nate Gregg may have gotten into Jones there as he tried to get back down to the bottom. Brian Wall had to come to a stop, and the final car to leave the scene is the number 51 of Austin Taylor, who dropped to the back after being slated to start up towards the front of the field. Everybody able to drive away.
Who was more crossed up, me on the mic there, or Austin? He had his hands full too.
If I could throw my own name into the mix for the totality of the night.
I'm just trying to make you.
I think.
No, dude, your slip was awesome. My slip was like, that's all, folks. Here we go. Let's see the Flow Racing replay here. And poor Austin Jones, man, he has just had a tough go so far this year. He didn't leave the door open there very much, but Nate Gregg got into him, and he, quite frankly, looked like he finished him off there.
And look at Brian Sykes here, just squeeze by, as does, a little bit of contact there for Billy Gregg hitting the wall, trying to avoid the carnage.
And Brian Wall, we'll watch that. He's a little further back, and he's in a white and blue car. Watch him get on the brakes here when, right there. Nate Gregg finishes him off. Let's just call it like it is. And Brian Wall slamming on the brakes right there, hoping he's not going to get slammed into from behind. Avoids contact there. But he doesn't regain his spot. Part of the caution. Green flag is back out. Creed in the lead. I'm a poet. I don't know it. Lap number 8 on the books.
And our pair of winners so far this season have worked their way up into 3rd and 4th, respectively. May not be done yet. Caution on the racetrack.
Oh, it's Hartless. Hartless is in the wall. And 2 cars are spun around there. Let's see who that is. Austin Jones, old Sparky. Man, that kid is just not having a good start to his 2022 season. A family-operated team there, the number 24, and there is the number 10 of Hartless from Winston-Salem. His first race in the street stock division this year, not going too well. 2 cautions caused by that number 10 car.
2 for Hartles, 2 for Jones. Rear end of that car was looking a little bit funny there for a moment. Not sure if that's something that we'll have to keep an eye on here. This is coming into turn 1. Jones into the left rear of Hartles. And around they both go. Brian Wall has to stop again for the second time to avoid being swept up in a crash.
Well, I hope he has a good brake company. If not, you know, we could probably get him sponsored by one tonight, because the brakes on that 22 have performed to optimal performance here at Bowman Gray.
Yeah, the defensive driving wreck avoidance skills for Brian Wall are really coming into play here, as already the lights are out atop the pace vehicle. With still David Creed out front from the pole.
Chevy Blazer. I was corrected the other week.
There we go.
That's a Chevy Blazer. It didn't look like one. I remember Blazers looking different, but if that is, that's pretty cool right there. Okay, 9 laps in the books. 20-lap feature. Offices of John Barrow Law, offices of John Barrow Street Stock Division, back green flag racing. Creed protecting that bottom. Robertson with the tip tap. Oh, he looks like he could have a run, but Creed closing the door in turn 3.
Yeah, Creed taking the defensive line behind him. Sykes has gotten to the inside of Nate Gregg. Big slide off the corner in the fight for third. Nate Gregg's trying to get back in line with 10 to go. Look out.
Those guys pit together in the back of this pit area, and I'll tell you what, Sykes used the muscle to get by the number 28 of Nate Gregg.
And more trouble down in turn number 1 as the caution is going to fly yet again. I believe Hartles got a piece of it. Also saw the 2 of Willie Wall. They started on the back row of the field. By the time the leaders get back there with the pace vehicle, the field has been able to navigate their way through the crash. But there is Wall and Hartles, perhaps trying to communicate their displeasure over what may have happened.
Oh, let's take a look at this right here.
Also see a little bit of bodywork damage there. In fact, the whole right side is hanging off of Austin Jones' car there, who's trailing that field.
Willie Walls didn't look too happy there, buddy.
He looked a little bit perturbed, of Willie Wall. As Austin Jones can't see it from this part of the racetrack, but it looks as though he's going to have to go to the pit area and rip off the right side bodywork. Oh, the wall almost did it for him.
Stand back, crew. I got this. Stand back. You know, the Wall's got it. We're good. Here we go. 2 incidents to take a look at here on the Flow Racing replay. There's our buddy Art's camera right there in turn 1 and 2, and you see Truel spinning around, possibly with some contact from behind. We're going to have to do a quick replay because I think we're going back to green here, but yeah, double your fun.
All right, let's see how this plays out, I should say. David Creed brings us back down for the restart. 9 laps to settle it. A much better restart that time through. Robertson's got his handful with Sykes as they come out of 2.
Brian Sykes lined up 17th tonight, and now he's using the front bumper to try to go. Oh! Big records. Jordan Atkins, the young female racer, sliding into the infield. And what?
I believe that might be
oh, yes, that is the Sweet Lee's barbecue machine. Oh, I'm hoping. I've heard that the radiator in that car is filled with barbecue sauce, so hopefully it didn't get the radiator.
The track crew arrived.
At least if he's going to wreck, we can at least plug his sponsor, right?
that's a good point here.
Give him something.
Let's see what happened. Oh, contact there at the exit of 2. The number 69 of Atkins, who dropped to the rear at the start of this race, into the backside of that number 79 as they came off the corner, and then they just got locked together.
I'll tell you what, that looked like just a little bit of a step out, like the outside car there of Connor Shaw got a little bit sideways, and then Jordan to the throttle made contact, and those 2 cars locked together. Jordan Atkins is interesting. She is an entrepreneur who has started her own cleaning business, okay? They detail cars. She was a sponsor here at Bowman Gray Stadium. And guess what? Now she's gone from being a sponsor to a race car driver. This is her first time racing anything this year, and this is only a handful of races that she says. She's very admittedly inexperienced, but she's really enjoying it. Tonight, maybe not so much, but every experience is a learning experience.
And that would possibly equate to the wise decision for Atkins to drop from the rear after starting up in row number 6. And I wouldn't put all of that completely on, you know, the product of her learning the vehicle and learning the craft of motorsports. That's just what happens at Bowman Gray. And
physical.
It's one of the lessons they'll have to learn, and they could also be happy because they took out 2 more cones that were on the infield of the racetrack.
Lose some?
Lost 2 more.
Bowman Gray Stadium needs a cone sponsor.
Yes.
Period.
Absolutely.
We just need, that way we could say the Eric Brennan cones are knocked out. See, you're going to sponsor it. I just did it. The law offices of John Barrow, maybe they could bring you on as a partner, and that could be the sub-sponsor. You could sponsor the cones.
I'm thinking, though, since when we do have cone races here at the Madhouse, that means that assistant starter J.B. Cole's got to be out there running the cone back and forth a little bit.
Our first J.B. Cole reference of the night? How do we
Hard to
make it through
believe.
the night without the superstar in the flag stand, J.B. Cole, not being recognized? You know, he did say today, I think he was like Eeyore today. Our favorite guy here, J.B. Cole. He wrestles, and he's the flag man here. J.B. Cole, when it was raining earlier today, said, boys, we're done. We're done. And we're like, be optimistic. The sky is not like falling. It's okay. We're going to race today. Have some positivity, JB. Well, guess what, JB? We're racing right now, and we're in a really good night of racing. He told me that if we go racing tonight, to look down at the flag stand and tell him he's number one.
He's the man.
And he is. He's number one in our books because he was wrong, and we were right. Right?
He and our
Let's rub that in on the air here. Eric Brennan, you were right. I was right. J.B. Cole was what?
dead wrong.
Dead wrong.
Completely
Stick to
wrong.
flagging. No meteorology. J.B. Cole, stick to your deal.
Judging by his posture from our perspective, it's almost like he could sense that we're talking about him.
Yeah,
He
it's
and-
too bad we can't see him on
there
camera.
he is.
There he is. J.B.
He and-
Cole, he's on the back of the flag stand, looking very kind of melancholy right now as he takes that yellow flag. He knows that he knows that he is lost. He has known that he has been defeated tonight by weather. He was so wrong, and now he's got to just deal with this because we're going to bust his chops till next week.
Absolutely. And Chief starter Randy Smith with the 1-to-go signal in hand with J.B. Cole up
He wouldn't get the
alongside.
weather forecast wrong.
No.
Randy would never get the weather
A veteran like him?
Exactly.
Never.
White pants, with white pants like that, you know you're the man. JB's got to pick up his game.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go.
All right, let's try this again. David Creed ahead of Brian Robertson. Sykes up to third, trying to notch himself another win on the season. Nate Gregg and Billy Gregg, your top five. Still got about 8 laps to settle it. Here they come.
To the throttle. Off of turn number 4. 12 laps in the books. Creed in the lead. Robertson in second. Brian Sykes all the way from 17th. He's got a nose underneath him coming off of turn number 2. Can he make the move? He sticks it to the bottom. Almost, yes, he runs over those turtles sideways off of turn number 4.
Well, you can see how those turtles really disrupted the car a little bit there, coming off the corner. May have gotten a nudge from behind by that of Nate Gregg, but nevertheless, that 99 looks really loose, getting around both ends of the racetrack, and he's losing ground to Robertson in the battle for second.
Don't look now, but peeking into the screen, P number 5, Billy Gregg, your series champion, the black car, has entered the 5th position. The Greggs, do they have anything for Sykes? Do any of those 3 cars that pit together have anything for Creed, for Robertson? Creed now stretching out his lead.
With 5 to go, just behind Billy Gregg, you've got Sykes Jr. in the mix. Things really stacking up here for third. Taylor Robbins trying to crack the top 5. Should the opportunity present itself, she looks down to the bottom as the fight for the lead is starting to close up here.
We almost had a yellow flag as the 06 car took out a few cones, but no, we don't. 4 laps to go. Creed still holding off Robertson. Can Robertson reel him in the only street stock main event of the night?
He only got 1 shot, and you can see the hands in Robertson's car shaking back and forth as he tries to maintain his pace back up onto the straightaway as David Creed holds down the top spot for now. Trouble front straightaway. Got a car into the wall on the main
Heartless.
straightaway, and that's Heartless.
Oh man, I feel, we should all have a heart for Mr. Heartless tonight because he's been all heart. Let's see how many more puns we can get in here. But
Probably got a broken heart right about
has
now.
a broken heart. And speaking of broken, we have lost another cone. Oh, I thought he was going to give him CPR there.
That one was on the backstretch, so.
Wow. That was the one from the 06 car before when he spun. But the 10 of Heartless making some significant contact with that spin with the outside Armco retaining barrier here on the front stretch. So not the night for the Winston-Salem driver.
Able to rejoin the field. But when I looked down, I just saw that car perpendicular to the front stretch wall. Thought it was going straight for our buddies Randy Smith and J.B. Cole there for a moment, but was able to get that righted. They are checking Taylor Robbins' car on the far side of the track as the 1-to-go signal has been given on the front straightaway. Looks as though Robbins has been given the green light to continue on. They did not send her back to the pit area. She's going to try to get back up towards that top 5 spot, as we're about a half lap away from going green.
This is going to be a shootout, folks. 2 laps to decide this 20-lap feature event. Will it be David Creed from Mayberry, Mount Airy, North Carolina? Will it be Bryant Robertson in second place? Or will Sykes have anything for him? Green flag, let's find out. They motor down the front straightaway into turn number 1, and Creed has the spot, and it looks like he's sailing away.
Creed starting to open up that gap for sure. Robertson running out of opportunities as Sykes sails it in and gives him a shot. The fight's going to be for second trouble.
Wow, Brian Sykes hard into the number 72, now hard into the wall, now spinning into the infield. Destruction. It's Great Clips Crash Fest here at Bowman Gray Stadium in the street stocks.
And Sykes' car is destroyed, as is that of Robertson. But not only is all the bodywork gone of the number 99, the whole right front suspension has been ripped off that car as well, as the fight for second had gone bad in a big, big way.
Wow, look at that. It looks like we have a race winner. J.B. Cole presenting Creed. David Creed, the 02 machine, has been awarded the checkered flag. The time limit is up for this feature event, and David Creed is the winner.
Wow, what an ending to this race here on what was a physical fight throughout most of the front-running positions, but not for this driver. Out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, David Creed notching his first win of the season.
Let's look at the Flow Racing replay of this wild thing right here, because you look at Sykes getting to the rear of Robertson, gets into him and doesn't lift. He tries to get around on the outside there, but to no avail. Big contact with the outside wall, goes spinning into the infield. Billy Craig hits him. Oh, let's get the camera back on the infield here. We've got a brouhaha. We've got a brouhaha. Here comes Robertson. He's a big man. J.B. Cole and the other officials, Randy Smith, trying to take the big man away from Brian Sykes. Oh, Robertson is not happy. The cops have entered the infield as well, and Robertson is like, lay your hands off of me. He wanted something to go get him because his car is wrecked, and he's not a happy camper.
Robertson still expressing his displeasure there.
The fans are going nuts here at the Madhouse.
Just a few laps away from what could have been a runner-up finish for him. And as he walks off with the agony of defeat, it is now David Creed who's going to be able to celebrate victory.
Oh yeah, there was a guy who won. I'm sorry. There's like cops escorting a guy. Let's see the flow replay one more time. No, we're not. We're just going to go to victory lane with Randy Pettit down there. Or
actually, it's Robert Collins.
Oh, Robert Collins is back. I love Robert Collins. But wow, cops escorting somebody off. Last lap wreck, time limit. David Creed wins. Let's go down to victory lane.
Street Stock Series, David Creed picks up the win tonight here at the Madhouse. David Creed, his first win of 2022. I believe you pretty much had him covered tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought we run about an hour and a half there, and it was a long race, but car was good. I just want to dedicate this win to my wife. We've been married 34 years today.
Well, happy anniversary, and what an anniversary present it is for David Creed. How about your sponsors?
Yeah, Smith Trucking, man, he stood behind me through thick and thin, Mount Airy Meat Center, Creed Transmission, Mitchell Farms, Woodstar Clearing, my crew, Dylan Ward makes this thing go, Dean Ward is my shock builder, thank everybody. If I missed you, I apologize.
David Creed, head on over to the Carolina Wood Floors Winner Circle and pick up your trophy for your win tonight. David Creed picks up his first win in 2022 for the Laws.
Oh, wow, that was one heck of a finish, and I think we actually have the replay queued up here on Flow Racing. As you see right now, you see, yeah, the 72 spinning right there. Sykes nowhere to go, gets into the wall, and, man, looking at it to try to decipher this finish also. The officials are up here in victory lane making sure they got it right, and it looks like Sykes there spinning into the infield. Billy Gregg making contact with him. no electronic timing and scoring, so this is actually a really cool thing. The officials want to get it right here. So Gray Garrison and his group of scorers have come into the booth here, and they're watching this replay because you know what? Between 4th and 5th, that matters at the end of the year for the championship. And Bowman Gray Stadium does things old school, but they want to do it right. So pretty cool to see those guys in here looking at our Flow Racing cameras. We thank them for being that accurate as well. Folks, I think we're going to go to break here, but hey, stay tuned. We get some more racing. We got like destruction derbies. We got some stuff coming up. Not just destruction derbies like this. Not just cops leading race car drivers off the racetrack. This is going to get big here tonight. But hey, let's watch this. Look at that car. Sykes went from 17th to 3rd, and then ended up wrecked in the infield. Folks, that's Bowman Gray, and we'll be back.
And now your front row, starting second on the outside from Franklin County, number 1, it's Jesse Yoke. And on the pole from Knoxville, number 7, it's Joel Stewart. That's your starting lineup for the second 15-lapper for the Q1041 Stadium Stock Series here tonight at the Madhouse.
Robert, Q104.1 is sending you. Double points on the line, and all 4 divisions fans right here next Saturday night. Oh, it's going to be a good one. The only thing make it better, you know what that is? That would be for you to be here watching.
That's right. 100 laps for the McDowell Heating and Air Sportsman Series. And we are making that for the shared spotlight. 25-lap races for the Bradshaw Park Modifieds. And the annual 50-lap street stock race presented by Thunder Road Grill. Plus we have our Q1041 Stadium stocks in action. All right here next Saturday night. Double points on the line. Robert Collins, it's going to be a good one.
Yes, sir. It sure is.
Well, folks, welcome back to Bowman Gray Stadium. They don't call it the Madhouse for nothing. We've seen wrecks, we've seen near fights, we've seen drivers let off by police officers. Well, tonight we're also gonna see something. I don't know what, but we have Stadium Stock feature number 2 to give you the lineup real quick.
So here we go. Q104.1 Stadium Stocks. Driver starting shotgun on the field. And the number 99 is going to be that of Blake Walker out of Lenoir, North Carolina. Inside, Brandon Krotz in 13th spot out of King, North Carolina.
The number 25 of Matt Goodwin, and Tyler Bush from Moxville in the number 68.
10th spot will be the 03 of Cody Gum of Lexington, North Carolina. Scheduled to start inside, number 97, Scott Foley out of Franklin County, Virginia in 9th.
And the next row, the number 54 of Justin Owens from King, North Carolina. And a car being pushed around right now from Mount Airy, North Carolina, the 05. Oh, yeah, baby. It's a Pinto. Victor Flores.
6th starting position, also out of Lexington, North Carolina. Car number 2 of Blake Spears. Inside, tied for the points lead tonight with that of A.J. Sanders. Coming into this evening's races, car number 47 out of Moxville, North Carolina. That's Tyler McDonald, going to roll off in 5th.
Scheduled to start P4 tonight, but I think he might be dropping to the rear because he couldn't get going and needed a push start. Would be Ken Bridges from King, North Carolina. And in 3rd position tonight from Lexington, North Carolina, Kyler Staley.
Brings us up to our front row out of Franklin County, Virginia. Car number 1 starting outside in 2nd spot will be that of Jesse Yop. And scheduled to lead this field down for green out of Moxville, North Carolina. Car number 7 of Joel Stewart, as we are 1 lap away from our final points-paying event of the night, but not our final event of the night.
No, that's right, because we're going to see a lot of destruction coming up. But right now, hopefully not. Hopefully some good racing as we bring you the second stadium stock feature of the night. Joel Stewart, the number 7, the number 1, Jesse Yop, he's on top. Here we go. Green flag is about to come out. Stadium stock, race number 2 is green. 4-cylinder Thunder, 3 wide into turn number 1. Yop! Oh, hard into the wall with the number 54 of Justin Owens. Severe contact in turn number 1. Oh, Yop.
Yop was on the outside of the front row, got a little bit high. Owens, who has been a contender in stadium stock competition for many a seasons, tried to thread the needle, and when they got together, they both went up into the wall hard, and looks like they're still trying to rearrange the bodywork on the front end of both of their cars before they could drive away from the scene.
Justin Owens is he's a guy that races all over the place too. He's not just a stadium stock competitor. You see him in the mini stock ranks all over the Carolina regions, and he definitely knows how to get it done. Let's look at the Flow Racing replay right now. You see Yop, the 3 wide, Yop on the outside, and well, the 54 did get into him, but it looked like Yop had some trouble going into turn number 1.
Yeah, that car was well off the pace on the outside there. Once Owens tried to go through the middle, see it here again. Blake Spears able to get by cleanly. It looked as though that the number 54 of Owens was trying to follow suit, and they just ran out of racetrack.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Yop lost power or missed a shift or something going into turn number 1, because that car was going a lot slower than it should have, and it looked like the 54 had really nowhere to go.
One more look at it here. You see the pole sitter of Joel Stewart way gone. Spears shoots through the middle.
Good move by Spears. Look at that.
Yeah, a little bit of a hip check on the way by, but I don't think that was enough to upset Yop to get off the throttle any more than he already was.
Great job by Cody Gum to get around that too, that 03 yellow Mustang for the young race car driver. But Joel Stewart in the lead. He's going to have to, Victor Flores again, needing to push. So far, I don't think he's had a lap on his own, even under caution. Poor Victor Flores not having a good night. You hate to see that, because anytime you can see a Pinto racing is just a great day. Let's just be honest. Anybody who's watching on Flow, you got to agree, right? Like, hey, I woke up this morning, I brushed my teeth, I'm alive, things are great. I go to the racetrack, there's a Pinto racing. End of the story.
I think one of my favorite motorsports moments, not even Madhouse moments, was your call of the Pintang victory here at the Madhouse. What was that, 1 year ago?
1 year ago.
My goodness, that will go down as one of the best racing memories of my life.
I've got a Pintang shirt now.
Oh, we need to start a line.
I can't wear it like to the, because I've got to be professional. But Chris Allison, I guess one of his friends works at Roush Yates over there in Mooresville, manufacturing, Roush Yates Manufacturing, and he went and got me a Pintang shirt. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I wore it on my way to Indianapolis. So technically I was on the grounds of Indianapolis Motor Speedway in a Pintang shirt.
That call was the equivalent of the Do You Believe in Miracles call by Al Michaels back in the day. It was golden.
Oh my God, what is in the water where you're from?
All right, one lap of the books. Let's try it again. Joel Stewart leading us down with Tyler McDonald, your top 2. Here we go.
Tyler McDonald, 2 for 2. Can he make it? 3 for 3. Right now he's in second place, and the Stewart in first. Single file, nice and clean through turn number 1 and turn number 2.
Blake Spears, after that nifty move up the middle, now running in third. Tyler Busch with a charge up through the pack, running in fourth position. Trying to set up Spears here with a good run down to the bottom in turn 1. This is the fight for third as Spears is sideways.
The 68 efforts his way by on the inside, and the number 2 of Spears a little slideways.
Also following through, the number 69 of Brandon Crotch to move to fourth. Here's the battle for the lead on the main straightaway. McDonald trying to notch himself up as the sole possession, or the person in sole possession of the most number of wins on the season thus far. As Matthew mentioned, got to get around Stewart, who is wrestling that car through the corner.
You gotta love the homemade body on the number 7 car, keeping pace out front. On his bumper is the man in the stadium stocks this year, Austin McDonald. Right to the bumper, nice and clean, very easy through the turn, a little bit of contact, but not enough to upset the number 7 car.
With 10 laps to go, we're about to have a 4-car race for the lead. Stewart up the track, Tyler McDonald looking low, Busch closing, Krantz closing. 4 cars under a blanket here for the final race of the night for the points-paying classes here at the Madhouse, and it's going to be a barn burner.
You can see right there, Austin thought about going to the top, but he thought better of it. That's an experienced racing move right now. Try to make the number 7 make a mistake. Try to make him overshoot the corner and wash up. He gets a good run off of turn number 4, but the 7 closes the door.
Now, how aggressive is Tyler Busch and Brandon Krotz going to be in 3rd and 4th, respectively, as they head down the back straightaway? A little bit of a nudge that time to the 7 car. He's sideways off of 4.
Oh, he comes down and blocks the bottom. The bottom is king here. They all know it. They try to stick to it like glue. Sideways coming through turn 1 and 2. Put a blanket over the top 4 as they approach lap traffic.
Well, no matter the outcome, Joel Stewart is doing a fantastic job protecting the spot. But for how long? McDonald with another good run down the main straightaway, and Stewart holds the lead.
Lap traffic. Oh, wow, that was interesting and dicey right there. But now it splits up the top 4. You got it 2 by 2 for the lead for 3rd and 4th place. 10 laps on the books, 5 laps to go. Here comes the 47 to the bottom. The 7 closes the door effectively in 1 and 2. They touch coming off of 2.
And that little bit of contact has brought Busch and Krotz back into the mix. Here they come to another lap car down the main straightaway. Look at this fight as Stewart is sideways.
Sideways, bumper to bumper, bumper tag here. It's like the New York Expressway, Long Island Express. Oh, here comes McDonald. Oh, no. We got a caution.
Caution
just as it was
is
getting good.
out. My goodness, that was something. The top 4 just couldn't get away from each other. They tried for 1 lap, but for the 2nd time tonight, the number 54 of Justin Owens has gotten up into the wall.
I was just upset. That was so good.
Yeah, I was hoping they would keep it that way, running that hard to the checkers, but nevertheless, we're going to re-rack the field here for what should be about a 3-lap shootout to the finish.
Yep. I'll tell you what, look out for Busch, too, because remember, the first win of the season for McDonald in the season opener. Actually, first, let's go to the Flow Racing replay. We might have an eye on what happened here.
Oh, looks like the 2 car. Blake Spears lost it on his own, and Owens just could not avoid. No major contact there for Justin Owens, but
no grip on that outside right there, and he sent it in pretty high. And, yeah, car just turned around.
Trying to prepare, perhaps, to work his way around the lap car of Matt Goodwin. The 2 just overcooked the entry to the corner, and looks like we are 1 lap away from the restart. So Joel Stewart has been working his magic out in front to fend off Tyler McDonald. As you mentioned, some history between McDonald and Busch, 2nd and 3rd, with Brandon Krotz having enough pace to keep with him. 3 laps to settle it.
Cody Gum in 5th position right now. That's your top 5. 12 laps on the Bowman Gray Stadium Fieldhouse board. And the NASCAR Weekly Series Racing here at Bowman Gray. Oh, the number 7 of Joel Stewart, nice and slow to the green flag. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a race by the cylinders in the race car. 4 cylinders here tonight at Bowman Gray Stadium in these stadium stocks, but they're putting on a whale of a show. Coming to lap number 13, 2 to go.
2 to go, and McDonald may be alongside. Stewart tries to shut the door and gets run wide. Here comes McDonald for the lead down the backstretch.
Oh, McDonald knows better to enter that corner too hard because here comes Busch. Busch to the bottom for P2.
McDonald to the point. White flag in the air for the Q104.1 stadium stocks, and McDonald is out front with Busch to 2nd.
Oh, everybody remembers week 1. Will he remember? Will he forget? Or will he have time? No, he doesn't. 3 for 3. McDonald gets the W.
McDonald now should take sole possession of the championship points lead by virtue of his 3rd win of the season. Busch 2nd, and Stewart with the window net down. Not sure if he's coming up to congratulate or perhaps to express some displeasure there, but that was some good, hard racing here for the Q104.1 stadium stocks there at the finish. And Tyler McDonald has now penciled himself in as perhaps the favorite and what is a dominant start to his stadium stock campaign.
There is that black and orange number 47 pulling to the attention of J.B. Cole, who hands him the Bowman Gray Stadium checkered flag for his victory lap. 3 for 3 as the fans say we're not worthy. I was watching one guy leaning over the wall giving the old "We're not worthy" symbol to the 47, sweeping the season. This is actually the first, Justin Mincy, you're the man. First three-time winner to open the season here since, I mentioned it before, trivia folks, AJ Sanders.
And I thought for sure we had a fair shot at both McDonald and Sanders winning both of their respective events tonight, and us just continuing the trend while these two run respectively different races. So
We'll see, though, because remember, after I believe it's week 5, this huge stadium stock field where this field is split, so far McDonald and AJ haven't gone head-to-head. That changes possibly here in a week or two, so we'll see. Is the new kid on the block, McDonald, how is he going to do against AJ Sanders?
it's going to be something to see for sure, as if we didn't have enough reasons to tune in each and every week here on Flow Racing.
2 points ahead unofficially now will be the number 47 machine of Tyler McDonald. And he will be a pretty happy boy. I mean, how can you not be happy after getting the hat trick to start the season? Let's go down to Victory Lane, and we're coming back with some chain racing.
He's asking for his fiance and his little girl to come down here and get their picture made. So come on down. Tyler McDonald, 3 wins in a row. You had to work for that one. That 7 car of Joel Stewart, he gave you quite a fight.
Yes, sir. He had a good car. We were tit for tat. It was real tough, I'll tell you that. Let's thank Ward Farms of Whitson, MSC Iron, the Patriots Market, Arnold Automotive, our garage, car dealership, McDonald Motors, and Vermont's plant, Superior Wood Products.
Tyler McDonald, for the 3rd week in a row, picks up the win in the Q1041 Stadium Stock Series. He'll head over to the Carolina Wood Floors Winter Circle to pick up his trophy. Hey, it's not over yet, Bowman Gray Stadium. We've still got a chain race and a demolition derby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have got 9 teams ready.
In our chain race, here's how it works. The front car, it's got the engine, it's got the power, but guess what it doesn't have?
She got no brakes. Can't slow down. The caboose does not have any power, but it's got the brakes. So these drivers have to work in a tandem to see who can get around Bowman Gray Stadium the fastest. Here are the 9 teams set to compete. In the number 25 car, in the caboose, it's Tristan Hale and Tony Wilmoth at the wheel. In the number 220 car, scheduled to start 8th, Mason Wilmoth is driving the caboose, and the engine being driven by Marty Wilmoth. Starting 7th, in the 1776 car, I'll let the scorers figure that one out, Blake Pryor is driving the caboose of that one with Tony Lovelace at the wheel of the engine. Starting 6th in the 729 car, Zachary Speaks is up front, and Mike Estek has the caboose. Starting 5th, the number 20 machine of Cody Cacti and Cody McKinney at the wheel out front. Starting 4th, the number 1 car of Gerald Robinson Jr. driving the caboose, and Mark Spriggs at the wheel of the engine. That's going to be a good team there. Starting 3rd to 08 of Trent Newman in the back.
Welcome back to Bowman Gray Stadium. Great clips. Crash fest here at Bowman Gray. You saw a lot of crashing in some of the regular divisions of racing. Well, you're about to see some more of it. You see this field of beautifully prepared, pristine race cars with the finely tuned and beautiful paint schemes. These athletes are ready to go for tonight's chain race.
This is going to be wild. We saw skid plate racing earlier. Now we're going to see this style of chain racing, which looks absolutely insane. Only time I've seen cars hooked together at a racetrack is usually by accident, but here we go.
Well, here we go. Get your popcorn. You're going to see some wild stuff right now. To the lead, the number 12 team, the dynamic duo, but here comes the number 1 team of Mark Spriggs and Gerald Robertson Jr. to the inside, the Charlie J paint scheme, number 1 to the point here in the chain race.
That's pretty impressive
Wow.
how they were able to just power their way by as they went down the back straightaway. Now here comes the 7s on the move here. That's T. Dawson and Ralph Serber Sr. trying to move up in the 2nd spot.
The Moors getting a run coming off the top. They look like, well, I don't know what they look like on the start because they got just blown away, but now they're powering on the outside. This is kind of finicky because you got a guy driving in the front. He's got the steering wheel. He's got the gas. You got a guy chained to your backside. He's, 3 wide. Talladega out a quarter mile.
That's insane.
Oh, man, floating across those turtles. Here comes the... Oh, cars in the wall. There's a bumper on the track.
Oh, somebody got unhitched. Oh.
There's a lot of crashing going on that's off camera right now. It is the Madhouse, so just don't know. Yeah, so the car leading the race, okay, he's steering, okay? The car has a steering wheel and he has a gas pedal. The guy in the back car, he's hanging on for dear life, and he has the brakes. Yeah, that's what we're watching. Oh, lap traffic, the leaders coming up on lap traffic. This could be trouble for them. You see him on the top of your screen. Nope, you don't see him anymore. But here comes a crash. The number 7 hanging on for dear life. Oh, I would never want to drive in the back of one of these things.
I didn't like riding on pegs of a bicycle, let alone would I ever be okay with doing this stuff. This is incredible. As the fight for second is on the left-hand side of your screen, the 2 that you see entering your frame, they got unhitched. They were trying to, I guess, get back together there. They're going to give up the ghost and pull down to the bottom, the pair of 220s. But that's the race for second. Double wide there down through turns 1 and 2 while your leaders are breaking away.
You got to love flow racing. We're split screening a darn chain race. Woo! This is awesome. Check it out.
Got a new player into the mix there. That's the 17 down on the inside, I believe, with a 26 in tow. Trying to get a positive ID on that car, but they've come to life all of a sudden.
Still the leaders, though, out front is that number 1 duo. But, yeah, we're having some incredible battles throughout the field. Look at that little antenna sticking up. That's kind of cool, dude.
It's very similar to what we saw in the skid race earlier that competitor had up there. Easy identifier. Look at these guys covered up in 3.
Yeah, they're this whole race is just going to be us going, oh!
I thought for sure he was going to pancake the wall. 3 wide again down the front straightaway.
Yeah, this is spectacular. This is what you think of when you think super speedway racing.
This is why you've got to come to the Madhouse. Events like this, usually in
here comes the lapper. Here comes the slow lapper, smoking all over the place. Going to the bottom. Oh, it's like the jam car right there. Oh, he's like, the white flag is out for the number 1 car, but we're watching on the screen right there. That guy, I thought he was going to be like the eggshells in the when you stir the eggs, like not good. But hey, we're going to try to get our eyes on the leader as he comes around right behind there. There's the number 1. There's the number 4. T. Davidson and Ralph Serber. Race to glory. Motorsports champions of chain racing.
A close second for the pair of 08s as the madness continues down the backstretch into turn 3.
This is for 3rd, possibly. There's an SUV on the track, by the way. In a chain race, an SUV. Isn't that an unfair advantage?
I don't know.
I mean, size, it's size.
I will tell you, the one thing I love is that all these drivers have been waving to the fans as they go by once they finish up here. You could tell.
And while they were driving.
Even while they were driving, too. These people are having a ball, and so are the incredible crowd that as I mentioned earlier, they kind of stuck with the inclement weather and all that. And this is why. This is one of the reasons why.
T. Davison is going to climb out here pretty excited in the number 1 Solutions Incorporated number 1 super team here at Bowman Gray. Oh, there we go. How do you burn out with a... Oh, there you go. I've never seen a chained up burnout. That is what the young people would call dope. That's the most old man thing I could ever say. Boom goes the dynamite.
I've got nothing on that one. Oh, my goodness. Hey, how about this? So when we show up to the races,
most dope?
the most dope thing that I have on my agenda right now is our agenda and timeline. Let's just rewind back a little bit and give credit where credit's due. This race, again, we had weather roll through here that we all thought for the third week in a row we were going to pretty much be shut out of watching racing here at Bowman Gray Stadium. I believe we kicked off our first race about 10 minutes late. It probably got underway about 8:10 p.m. Eastern time. Our timeline had this Demolition Derby going off at 11:15 p.m. And the chain race starting right now. We are ahead of schedule after everything. That is incredible.
That is
for everyone here at this
efficiency.
racetrack.
Hey, you know what else is incredible? Bowman Gray Stadium.
It is. It really is.
Like, you know, as we await the entrance into the grand arena of the Ultimate Chariots, which are the Destruction Derby race cars, I love history. And I've got to nerd out. Is it okay, Eric? Is it okay if I nerd out?
Yeah, of course. I do it all the time.
I wonder. I hope the fans on Flow don't mind me nerding. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's nerd. Okay. Today is, of course, what's the date today?
Today is May 21st, 2022.
Well, we've only raced at Bowman Gray on May 21st in the 73 grand years we've run here. 8 times. The first time in 1960, and that race was won by William Garvis, Whitey Norman. Don't call him William Garvis, man. His name's Whitey. That's a cool nickname, Whitey Norman. This dude raced on the beaches at Daytona. He's an urban legend, man. 9-time winner at Daytona. 9-time winner at Bowman Gray. Not Daytona. Relative to current day modified star Mike Norman, has a pole in a convertible series race at Columbia. But here's the coolest thing, man. This guy who won this first time we ran here in 1960, he drove a tank in D-Day in World War II. So he's since passed, but let's give a nod tonight, their history nod to Whitey Norman, American hero, legend of Bowman Gray, and the first ever winner here in a May 21st race.
That's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know how you find this stuff.
I'm a nerd. Well, Whitey never raced like this, though. What you're seeing here is a Demolition Derby, and what you're going to see here is a Demolition Derby like you've never seen before. Half of the field, as you see, the one half on your screen, is on the backstretch. The other half of the field is parked on the front stretch. They're going to count them down, and then we're going to just crash. Let's hear the PA, and we'll come back. This is good.
We got any more, Mr. Brown? Come on down. Count it down, Madhouse. Here we go. And here we go.
Oh, the green flag is out at the Madhouse for the last event of the night. Crash, 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 and then crash. We've got race cars all over the place. The Thought Yacht 37 on the front stretch, but here we go. Big crash, boom! That 54 car is seeking vengeance right there. That is an aggressive Thought Yacht. The Thought Yacht, the bathroom-colored car with the white wheels, has made some incredible contact. But now looking at the screen, we have a gaggle of cars. On the backstretch, we are now seeing a... Is that a Pinto?
It looks like it is, unfortunately.
Did he just try to wreck a Pinto? That's a crime.
Oh,
Everybody knows our affinity for Pintos in this booth. I'm going to get mad here at the race director for even allowing this, atrocity for happening tonight at Bowman Gray. Gray Garrison, I'm going to need a call after this, man. I'm not happy.
One thing I am noticing, there's a couple of cars out there that were in the chain race as well. So talk about a multi-purpose vehicle. I don't think this is what they talk about when they advertise these things.
Proving that even in destruction, there are Deion Sanders and Bo Jacksons. Let's just line them up and race every race. The SUV, being one of the biggest cars in the field, has now failed. The purpose of Demolition Derby racing is simple. It's not to give your chiropractor more work. It's to crash each other, and the last person remaining wins. Oh, look at this on the front stretch. Big contact. Here comes the number 3. Another big contact. I think the speaker in his car just got blown out of the back. Oh! That's going to hurt. Oh, chiropractor. Oh, that's a tire. Oh, that's another tire. This is
from some of my experience at demolition derbies at Wall Stadium, there are some ethics involved.
Yes.
You don't want to hit the driver's door. You don't want to hit head. Oh, oh my goodness. How about the double box of destruction here on Flow Racing?
double destruction.
This is incredible.
I hope these guys' moms aren't watching.
You
That's
and me
the
both.
first thing I'm thinking. Oh my gosh!
Oh.
That is the most amazing Pinto. Is that a Pinto or does it just
It is
look
now.
like it? It is now. Number 15. I'm just going to give you the win right now, brother. We might have a few cars now broken down. The Pinto is alive on the backstretch. You see it there in the bottom screen on the right. The Pinto is alive. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars vying for this victory right now. A few cars do look like Pintos. I'm not sure the makes and models of these cars, and I do not believe they're going to be driving home tonight. We've got antennas. Oh. I love the fact that the announcer is announcing for the front straightaway here, too. The Dale Earnhardt special demo car is caught against the wall there, the number 3, the black number 3. Oh, what a huge strike. He's got the roof. Did you see he's got like a roof hatch?
Yeah.
He'd climb out the top, man.
That
I
may
think
come
he's
in handy.
done. He's done. 50's pushing him. I think 50 is hooked to him as he tries to get out. The Pinto wannabe. The number 6 car drives into the front stretch screen to try to put the finishing touches on the destruction of the 3. That's the goal, to knock out your competitors.
I'm mesmerized by this. So we've got 4 still running on the front stretch.
We have
Maybe
3
3 or
on the backstretch. 4 on the backstretch. There's people with sponsors on their car. There's people with family relatives on the car. And there's people climbing out of their cars. Look at this guy. He's got a lot of names. J&J Services on that car. There's the number 15, the Ally sponsored vehicle, proud sponsor of the Dale Jr. Download, the show I work on. Ally, of course, going from Alex Bowman's car to the 50 car tonight here in the Demo Derby. Great to see Ally on board.
Yeah, and doing well.
Yeah, I mean, just like Alex Bowman, he's a showman.
Oh,
Oh, big wreck
and that
there.
poor 3 car, there's going to be nothing left of that thing.
Like, why are they going to pick on him? It's like being a bully in school. He's done, dude. Leave him alone. You know, I was going to look at the names of some of these guys, but the second I look down, you're going to miss something spectacular. Even Dale Penniless, who's basically the head guy in charge here. Oh, what a high-speed collision on the backstretch with the 50 and the 16 or the 10 there. That was crazy.
Looks like everybody's moving this show to the back straightaway now. This is pretty much all that's left. I believe the Pinto is still alive.
Really?
Well, no, maybe not anymore.
Maybe not. But Dale Penniless, who's one of the masterminds of Bowman Gray Stadium, is standing to my left, and he has a little grin on his face. He doesn't smile much, but I think he's smiling because he's seeing the fact that this place is still pretty much 3/4 full to watch a demolition derby. All right, we've got a 50, we've got a 10, we've got a 6, and we've got some other
The Ally
black
car.
and blue car. The Ally car, yes, of the showman, Alex Bowman. The flag man is waiting with the checkered flag.
We were told he's in a pink shirt, but there's obviously a lot to pick from there, so.
Oh, I see him now. I see him. He's walking over, waiting to see who the last vehicle is.
Looks like we may be down to 3.
You know, I got to say this. I have heard that the number 50 car is Dynamite. Do you know what that means, or are you too young? The 50 car is Jimmy Walker.
Okay.
Dynamite! Old 70s, late 70s, early 80s TV reference. I apologize. Pintos and Jimmy Walker. It's a great way to end the night here.
That was the golden age of life.
It was, yeah. I never had a Pinto, but the Pinto revolution changed modified racing, obviously. So all of us modified faithful are just we have a beloved relationship with the the great Ford automobile known as the Pinto. 3 cars left here. Who's it going to be? They got to hit each other. They can't just drive around and survive. Oh, here we go. That was okay.
I was going to say, there's a lot of hide and seek going on behind all the...
These guys have got to get after it here. I'm not liking this. We need some destruction, and we need it now.
You know, not for nothing, thinking about the track crew, all the work they did to get this thing race ready, now they got to clean all this up. That's tough.
Yeah, that is really tough. That's a
Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy Walker.
He's still going. And he's going to put the smack down on Joe Robinson Jr. in the 50 car.
I love that. I'd say Robinson right there is one thing, but in the white car. But Jimmy Walker, so far, he should be the fan favorite tonight because the 50 car of Jimmy Walker there has been putting on a dang show. Is that the Ally car? I believe so. The 50 is the Ally car, I believe. I mean, you can trust them. That's for sure. Everybody needs an ally. Tonight, he's going to have like 15,000 of them. So who's it going to be? Oh, they put the Malachi Crunch on the 50 car. That might spell the end of Jimmy Walker.
Yeah, it looks like the official is trying to flag down the white car, let him know that the 50 may be done.
I think the 50 is done. I think rest in peace, Jimmy Walker. You are now done for the night. And now, oh no, Jimmy Walker!
Oh, he lives?
Oh, just when you thought he was dead, he rises again.
And he's coming back with a vengeance.
Jimmy, don't be counting out Jimmy Walker, dude. That dude is the man. I don't even know who he is, but I love the guy. Jimmy Walker, Ricky Kimmel is left in this, and the other car, the white car, I believe, is Gerald Robinson Jr. That's pretty cool. So 3 cars left here. Robinson Jr. in the G. I thought it was a 6, but I'm going to call it a G. The 50. Oh, Jimmy Walker with the strike. How is that car still running? Yeah, I don't know either, Justin Mincy. He just shrugged his shoulders at me. All the fans watching this, all the kids are loving this. The folks lined up in the infield. You're not taking those things to the grocery store tomorrow.
No, not at all. Well, maybe one of them, if you're lucky.
Yeah. Hey, after this is done, you want to go downstairs and check them out?
I really do, actually.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how old or young you may be. This stuff is still fun.
Yeah.
But these two are still going at it. The one thing that you love, you can look up at the stands. The kids are having a blast. Everybody's on their feet. And this Demolition Derby is still undecided here at the Madhouse. What a way to cap off this Great Clips Crash Fest here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
This might be the longest race.
2. Yeah, it might be.
Is there a time limit on this? I don't think we should put it on it because I just want to see what happens. Oh no, the 50's in a precarious position right there, getting caught on the lapper.
And that car is beached there.
Oh no, it looks like it's stuck. Come on, 50.
This could be it.
Come on, he's trying so hard to get off that gold car. He only has precious seconds. They might call it quits here. Here it comes. Is this the final hit? Checkered flag is out. And Ricky Kimmel wins the main event. No relation to Frank. Dude, I'll tell you what. Oh, Ricky Kimmel's the winner. He stands on his hood, tank top and all. Open face helmet. He looks like Marvin the Martian. It's incredible. No sleeves, no problem, bro.
Man, I put on more clothes than that when I go outside and chase down the bees from my house, let alone strapping inside a Demolition Derby. That's insane.
Hey, man, that's like Southern J.R. Bertuccio style right there.
Oh, yeah.
You're a modified guy,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what we're talking about right there.
What a night.
Look at him pumping up the crowd there. Big win tonight for Ricky Kimmel. No relation to Jimmy Kimmel or Frank Kimmel. So this is the leader of the motorsports Kimmels right now.
Jimmy Kimmel, more pop culture references tonight, I see.
Yeah, let's just wrap the night here because Kimmel, by the way, sleeveless, and he's 58 years old. So score one for the old guys tonight.
Hey, isn't that the same age as our modified points leader and winner?
Did I just call Chris Fleming old?
So, well,
Dang it, he's going to come at me. Anyway, let's wrap up the night here, buddy, because I had a blast tonight. But your winners, of course, Brendan Brendel in the Stadium Stock feature number 1. Kyle Southern in Sportsman feature number 1. Adam Moore in the skid plate race. Chris Fleming, the showstopper, win number 12 in modified race number 1. Sportsman Justin Taylor getting his first win of the year. Zach Brewer notching his first career modified win in the modified race number 2. Jacob Creed, Tyler McDonald, and then the sleeveless champion, Mr. Kimmel. So, hey, real quick, closing thoughts. Our hardworking crew here, Eric Brennan, your first race with us on Flow. Closing thoughts, buddy.
I had a blast. I can't thank everybody enough for making this possible. I had an absolute time of my life alongside of you. We talked a lot. We said a lot of silly things, but I hope that everybody was entertained. And again, this is going to be a night that I remember for a very long time. I love this place, and I was able to take it to a whole new level tonight with this opportunity. And it's been a blast, brother. Hopefully we get to do it again soon sometime.
Yeah, you see about 13,000 fans exiting the Madhouse here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Our hardworking crew, a big thanks to Zach Evans, Mike Weinmiller, Mark Keeler, Melissa Straley, Art Dunkley down in turn 1 and turn number 2, Justin Mincy helping out my buddy here in the booth, and of course Eric Brennan. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner. Every week, tune in to the Madhouse, 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You never know what you're going to see here at the fine quarter-mile oval. So until next time, we'll see you at the races.